The following is a production of Hometown and Home Country Radio Sports.
Pass in front to Hoagland, finds Eastman coming in, and she drills it home. Eastman powers it through the back row. Good pass to Hoagland. Now Bartolo, big attack, and that time she put it down. Pushed over the net. It just cleared over by Sobek. Golden Bears have Eastman. Eastman, another big attack and another big kill. Gracelyn Eastman has her handprints all over this third set. Hoagland sets it up for Bartolo, brings the punishment, and drops the hammer. Emmy Bartolo goes up high and comes down hard with that kill.
Video streaming on the Algona Radio YouTube channel is brought to you by Kemna Auto Center, an experience you deserve. Algona Municipal Utilities, community owned for community benefit. Iowa State Bank, helping people succeed. PMC Advantage Insurance Services, having the advantage makes all the difference. Algona Frame and Auto Body, we meet by accident. And Electronic Specialties, North Iowa's communication professional since 1961. Now, here's Hometown and Home Country Radio Sports Director, Tyler Lance.
We welcome you into the Grove. That's Eagle Grove, Iowa, for top 5 West volleyball action here on Home Country Radio KLGZ and the Algona Radio YouTube stream. As tonight, the Eagle Grove Eagles host the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears. We're still so very early in the top of Iowa West season. The conference picture is still shaping out, and just a small piece of the puzzle go into place here tonight between the 2-5 Golden Bears and 4-6 Eagles. Eagle Grove comes in playing some pretty solid volleyball. They've won 3 matches in a row, all by 3-0 wins, as they beat Peyton Jourdan on Monday night. And then you go back to last week, they swept Belmont-Cluny on Thursday and West Hancock on Tuesday night. So the Eagles have 3 wins in a row. They're flying pretty high right now, no pun intended, but we'll face a Golden Bear team that has had a little time off. It was a tough one last week, 3-0 sweep at the hands of current conference leader Lake Mills. And now the Golden Bears, just about 5 days later, will go up against Eagle Grove, trying to get back on track here tonight. This has been a series controlled by Bishop Garrigan over time. Golden Bears have won 25 out of their 26 matches against Eagle Grove, dating back to 2007. Eagle Grove's last win against Bishop Garrigan came October 11th of the 2012 season, as the Golden Bears have won 18 straight in this series. But everyone just starting to come together, get a little bit healthier for the Golden Bears. Of course, Gracelyn Eastman missed some time earlier this season, recently got her first action of the year, and she's out there warming up for the Golden Bears. So one would imagine we'll see a little bit of Eastman here tonight for Bishop Garrigan, which she didn't in the season opener against Belmont-Cluny. But this young Golden Bear team, a lot of sophomores in the lineup, even some freshmen getting a little bit of time. It's trying to come together here early on in the season. Meanwhile, Eagle Grove, they're trying to keep the momentum going. In their time at the top of Iowa West, dating back to 2015, they've never won 3 conference matches in the same season. They've already won 2. Those wins were Belmont-Cluny and West Hancock. If a win tonight over the Golden Bears, they'll get their most top of Iowa West wins in a single season in program history, again, since joining the conference back in the 2015 season. So that's what's on the line here tonight from Eagle Grove, an early top of Iowa West matchup between the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears and Eagle Grove Eagles. Of course, we thank everyone tuning in here on Home Country Radio, KLGZ Algona, 98.5 FM, AM 1600, and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream, as our video streams brought to you in part by Algona Municipal Utilities, PMC Advantage Insurance Services, Algona Frame and Auto Body, Iowa State Bank, Kemna Auto Center, and Electronic Specialties. We'll get to tonight's first serve. It's coming up after these messages on Home Country, KLGZ.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass for all your glass needs. Think American.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona tree service.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beisch and Daniel Foth.
Ed Service Station, service you can trust.
Glenn's Green Thumb, from a small seed, something beautiful will grow.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college.
Sports club members bringing you this game.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Bankin at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank. Some of the most significant power outages in recent years have been caused by extreme cold weather and severe storms. Whether it's snow, ice, or extreme wind, don't be caught in the dark. At Murphy Farm Services, our top-of-the-line Generac or Cummins generators will automatically power your home in the event of a power loss. Already have a standby generator? Call us today to get on our preventative maintenance list to ensure your machine is running at its maximum efficiency. Contact your local certified ag, electrical, and generator sales and service dealer. Murphy Farm Services, delivering the power you need when you need it.
Sponsors of this game broadcast.
Stroman Dental, giving you something to smile about.
Ruhnke Brothers. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Tafe Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Tangle Salon for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Tom Eichen Sales, your store in the country, carrying steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
Ulrich Construction. Let them do the work.
Water Connection. From softeners to bottled water and service, call 295-SOFT.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
Sports Club members bringing you this game.
Erpeldine Voigt & Company, CPAs, they're not just about taxes.
Farm and Home Services. View their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Farmer State Bank is proud to be a part of our community. Offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Feed Mill Coffee Company, Algona's locally owned coffee shop.
Good Samaritan Society, Algona senior housing and service rooted in God's love.
Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
High Point Land Company, your trusted land partner in Algona. Call 515-320-2491.
You ever get that feeling that, like, something's missing? I just can't put my finger on it. Is there some sort of parade? No. It couldn't be. Did I just hear people cheering? Bingo night must be getting rowdy tonight. Wait a second. That's high school football on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Join us this week as Algona faces Forest City on KLGA and Bishop Garrigan faces North Iowa on KLGZ.
Bringing you this game.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Oak Crest Funeral Service, celebrating a life lived.
Bill's Auto and Truck Repair Service is the difference.
Billy Offerman, your State Farm agent in Algona. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Signworks Inc. For all your signage needs and printed apparel, stop in or call 295-9544.
Schindler Lawn Care and Landscaping, 515-320-3840 or schindlerlawncare@gmail.com. More Sports Club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown Home Country Radio.
Greg Pennington Company, certified public accountants where everyone counts.
Holmes Animal Clinic. Animals large and small, they love them all.
Hy-Vee, use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fill your car.
J&J Custom Meats, continuing the traditions in Whittemore.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for healthcare.
Lichter's Garage Door Service, a reputation you can trust. Call 515-295-5988.
Lusher's Family Dentistry, serving families since 1965 on Call Street in Algona. Thank you to those Sports Club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
AK's Chrome Kitchen, when you come in, your family.
Algona Frame and Auto Body, we meet by accident.
Algona Livestock Sales every Monday.
Weichert Realty, the 515 Agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush beats a full house.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty, trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
All sponsors of this game's broadcast.
And we are just about ready for top of Iowa West volleyball action here on Home Country Radio KLGZ. We had a little bit of a snafu of the national anthem here from Eagle Grove High School. They had everyone up ready to go for the national anthem, and instead of our American national anthem playing, we heard the sounds of "Yeah" by Usher blaring over the PA announcements for just a couple of seconds there before they got it over the national anthem. But they got it back on track, and you just have to know, expect the unexpected when you come to the Grove. So with that out of the way, they're done introducing the lineups. They're just about done. Down on the floor from Eagle Grove High School, and we're just moments away from the first serve tonight between the 4-6 Eagle Grove Eagles and the 2-5 Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears. As mentioned earlier, we are very early right now as far as the top of Iowa West is concerned. Of course, it gets late early as well, so season is going to go by very quickly in high school volleyball this week in, week out basis. Postseason will be before you know it, but early on here, just a couple of top of Iowa West matches in the books. Bishop Garrigan 1-1 in the conference as they picked up an early win over Belmont Clemmy. They were defeated in their most recent match 3-0 by the current conference leader, Lake Mills. Now, Eagle Grove, they lost their first conference match of the year as they were swept by Forest City back on August 28th, but since that time, they've defeated West Hancock and Belmont Clemmy, so Eagles right now off to a positive 2-1 start in the conference. The record right now stands at 4-6. That's actually the most wins in the season for Eagle Grove since they went 5-27 back in the 2014 season, so they've made some incremental steps forward and looking to take another step tonight here against a young Bishop Garrigan Golden Bear team. Golden Bears come out. They are wearing black uniforms tonight. White numerals front and back outlined in gold. The BG logo at the side of their shoulders and a bear on the back of the uniforms as well. For Eagle Grove, it's the black uniform pants, the purple jersey tops, the black numerals outlined in white, and some white and black trim on the shoulders of the uniforms. If you're watching on the Algona Radio YouTube stream, Bishop Garrigan is down to our right, Eagle Grove is down to our left. There's that big Eagle logo down at midcourt. It's Eagles written in yellow, and then some purple outline and the white Eagle logo, very similar to the Philadelphia Eagle logo that a lot of high schools across the nation have employed here. So that's the setting for tonight from the Eagle Grove Gymnasium. Golden Bears, again, they are down to our right. They're going to be starting things off serving with Allison Danker, one of the 3 seniors on the Bishop Garrigan roster, wearing jersey number 1. She's way over at the basketball baseline right now as the official making his final checks here to make sure all the right players on the floor, lineups all correct here before we get started tonight from Eagle Grove. It is homecoming week, of course, for the Golden Bears. Congratulations to Alyssa Hoagland, the homecoming queen. Of course, Bishop Garrigan setter down there wearing number 2. And Tate Furch, the homecoming king. We'll be hearing from him. We'll be seeing him on Friday night as the Golden Bear football team takes on North Iowa. So big week all around for Golden Bear athletics. Of course, Bishop Garrigan will have some home volleyball coming up on Thursday. But for tonight, they'll take their show on the road here, getting ready to square off with the Eagle Grove Eagles. So the ball is rolled back to Danker, and we're about ready to go here for tonight. The Bishop Garrigan senior standing just inside the basketball baseline, getting ready to serve right to left. She'll send it in the air, and we are underway, and the serve will immediately result in an ace. That was a little handcuff job for the back row defender of Eagle Grove, backing up there, having it deflect off her arms, and an early ace by Danker gives Bishop Garrigan the 1-0 lead. That's one of those balls where you get caught in between, don't know if you should play it or let it go out of bounds, and she did neither. As ball is deflected up in there on the first touch by Maya Morgan. Ball is guided towards the sideline to Lenning, and Eagle Grove can't return the ball. Again, that initial pass off target. Morgan in that far back corner sent the ball all the way across the court, nearly out of bounds to Lenning, and Lenning couldn't take that one anywhere, sending it out of bounds back the other direction as the Golden Bears go up 2-0. Danker serves, and that one's going to be a little bit long. Danker putting that one beyond the boundary, and Eagle Grove will get on the board 2-1 on the service error by Danker. It'll be the sophomore Lenning for Eagle Grove. She's been their setter as she'll serve from the near side of the court. Sends a line drive serve whistling over the net. Eastman fields it in the middle. Bump set by Hoagland. Attacked by Bartolo down the line. Deflected backwards by Eagle Grove. Little scramble drill for the Eagles, but they'll get the free ball off back to Bishop Garrigan. Hoagland sets middle for Tagus. Tagus tries to flush it. Can't put it down though as Lenning digs it out. And it's left-handed over the net by Morgan for Eagle Grove. Near side Bartolo brings down the hammer. What a dig in the back row for Eagle Grove. And the ball is pushed back across to Bishop Garrigan. Berkey up to Hoagland. Looks middle to Tagus. Tagus guides the ball over the net and puts it in. A hard-earned point for Bishop Garrigan. A couple of early attacks don't go down, but the sophomore Madeline Tagus able to finish off the point and make it 3-1 Bishop Garrigan. Now Emmy Bartolo, a prolific jump server back for Bishop Garrigan with 3 aces on the season. Ball's dug in the back row by the Eagles. Set in the middle goes to Schild, and Schild able to drop it over as the ball flutters onto the Bishop Garrigan side. Eagle Grove for a quick side out, and the score 3-2 Bishop Garrigan. Chloe Schultz, senior for Eagle Grove, will come into the lineup here to serve as she is down to our left. Bishop Garrigan's back row right now has Haley Reitzel in the middle of libero Kate Berkey, and then Emmy Bartolo off to the far side of the court. Graceland Eastman a few steps back as well for the Golden Bears as the ball whistles over the net to Eastman, who fields it near side. Here's a back set by Hoagland, pushed over with two hands by Tegas, and the ball was sent underneath the net by Ellie Lenning for a Bishop Garrigan point. Lenning with a little too much juice on that one, trying to send it up front, and it's 4-2 Bishop Garrigan. Golden Bears with a 25-1 record against Eagle Grove going back to 2007 as Hoagland rainbows the serve over the net. Dug out by Schultz for Eagle Grove and right-handed over by Schild. Popped high in the air by the Golden Bears as Berkey bumps it near the front. Nice poke over the net by Madeline Tegas, and Eagle Grove cannot return the ball. That was one of those tweener plays, and a tougher play than it looked for Tegas. Berkey got that ball up front, but it was very near that net. Tegas had to not only not touch the net, she had to make sure no body parts went under the net, all while keeping that ball in play as it's 5-2 Golden Bears. Serve goes to the far side of the court by Hoagland, but she can't keep it in between the posts, and Eagle Grove will pick up their second point via service error of the night. 5-3 Bishop Garrigan. Eagle Grove's head coach is Jenna Whipple. Bishop Garrigan's head coach is Dave Schnurs. The Golden Bears look for an Eastman attack. Eastman brings down the hammer, and she has her first kill of the night. 6-3 Bishop Garrigan. Golden Bears, of course, got that season-opening win against Belmont Columbia without Eastman, but as we talked about during that match, things are always better when you have your kill leader from last year in that lineup. That's Eastman's 4th kill of the season, although she'd only played one match prior to tonight. 6-3 Golden Bears. As Eagle Grove gets the ball into the center, pushed across by Hoop. Golden Bears with a little trouble returning it there as Bartolo will push it back across. Here's a left-handed shot over the net, but it's too strong by Maya Morgan, as Morgan tried to turn at about a 45-degree angle there, and shot put that one over, but missed out beyond the baseline, and it's 7-3 Bishop Garrigan. They have the sophomore Kate Berkey back to serve. Berkey sends it into the middle of the Eagle Grove back row. Eagles will get it up front to Lenning, who pushes it over. Now Hoagland sets on the backside for Jenna Peterson. Can't put it down as Schultz digs in the back row for Eagle Grove. Here's another left-handed attack, and that's a good one by Maya Morgan. Morgan caught Kate Berkey flat-footed in the Bishop Garrigan back row that time, and the Morgan kill makes it 7-4 as Eagle Grove down by 3. The southpaw Morgan now serving as she'll send a twisting serve over the net. A little trouble handling it for Eastman, who deflects it backwards. Bartolo up front to Danker, who pushes it back across. Here's an attack from the left side of the court by Pamperin. It's blocked by Bishop Garrigan, and it's 8-4 Golden Bears. Well timed there in the front row defense for the Golden Bears. And a good job of getting Morgan off that line, getting her away from serving. It can be a little tricky sometimes when you have the southpaw serving. You hear it in football a lot. It's hard to catch a left-handed punter or left-footed punter's punt. Just like it's a little bit harder to return that left-handed serve. Different spin, different angle. So they get Morgan off the line there. Golden Bears have Hoagland setting it near side for Bartolo, who parachutes in for the attack, but just a bit too strong. Emmy Bartolo wanted the kill shot right there, but missed out beyond the baseline along the far side of the court. And it's 8-5. Bishop Garrigan on top of Eagle Grove, following that attack error by the Golden Bears. So Eagle Grove, the serve here. They'll send a twisting serve into the back, where Lakai Nielsen makes initial contact. Hoagland will punch it over the net back to the Eagles. Here's a set by Lenning, pushed over the net by Eagle Grove as it finds Nielsen. Hoagland sets backside for Peterson. Peterson's attack is blocked right back into her lap, and Eagle Grove gets the point on that one. Golden Bears scooped that one anyways in the attempt to return that block, as the Eagles will get a point here to make it 8-6. Set number 1 action from Eagle Grove. Serve sent straight down the middle to Berkey. She overpasses, and it's tapped back over by Eagle Grove, who cannot take advantage of the overpass. Bartolo flies in, smacks that one down the line, in play for a kill. Perfection there for Emmy Bartolo, as Eagle Grove couldn't capitalize on the Bishop Garrigan mistake with the overpass, and the Golden Bears will make them pay. 9-6 Bishop Garrigan. It'll be Jenna Peterson to serve right now for the Golden Bears. Bishop Garrigan this year serving at just under an 88% efficiency. Peterson at around 86%, as Eagle Grove sends their attack whistling out of bounds. An attack error well beyond the baseline gives Bishop Garrigan a point, makes it 10-6. One ace on the season for Peterson, sends a low serve, just cleared over the net. Overpassed by Eagle Grove. Golden Bears will punch it over on second contact of Hoagland, as that ball nearly found a spot on the hardwood for Eagle Grove. Here's an attack from the left side by Pamperin, and it is a net violation against Bishop Garrigan. There was a player, I believe it was Hoagland, contacted the net as the Golden Bears went to block that attack. And it's 10-7 as Bishop Garrigan leads Eagle Grove by 3. Caitlin Christopher, senior for Eagle Grove, right hands the ball over the net. Bartolo backpedals and gets a good pass in front to Hoagland. Short set to Tegas. Tegas brings down the hammer, popped up in the air and kept alive by Eagle Grove as the ball's returned to Bishop Garrigan. And Reitzel, who had her back turned to the net, couldn't guide that pass up front to Hoagland. Ball goes out of bounds and it's 10-8. Not an easy play there for Reitzel to make in the back row. Got turned around of her back to the play and hard to locate the setter there. As Christopher serves from almost back of the basketball baseline, sends a powerful serve, and it just stayed inside the baseline. That serve used about every last possible inch of the court, and the ace will make it 10-9. Bishop Garrigan let it go. Golden Bears led by as many as 4 so far in this first set. Right now, their lead down at 1, 10-9. Christopher sends a serve near side of the court. Nielsen bumps it up in the air towards Hoagland, guides Bartolo out of bounds, and she plays the free ball in between the posts back to Eagle Grove. Lenning setting it up for Schild. Schild won't be able to get this one over. Eagle Grove bobbles that ball around on their side of the court, and they cannot get it over within 3 touches. It is 11-9 in favor of Bishop Garrigan. Golden Bears do finally get the side out here, as they're now back around to Danker to serve. Danker pounds the ball on the hardwood a couple of times, jump serves, a laterally spinning serve to the near side of the court where it's popped up in the air by Eagle Grove. Lenning will bump it over to Schild. Schild pushes it back row. Nice lunging dig there by Rakai Nielsen, and Bartolo pushes it back across. Initial contact made by Morgan for the Eagles, pushed back corner by Schild. Right there's Danker for the Golden Bears. Hoagland in the middle, Tegas 2 hands it over the net as the teams feel each other out on this possession. Ball's tapped towards the back row, Bishop Garrigan, and it's going to be an Eagle Grove point. Once again, contact made against the net by Bishop Garrigan. We've seen a few net violations called so far tonight against the Golden Bears. I believe that's their 3rd so far of this first set, and it's 11-10. Golden Bear lead against Eagle Grove right now, sitting at just 1. Pretty good student section tonight for Eagle Grove right down beneath us. Wearing pink out colors as that serve whistles down the line for Lenning, and it stays in play for an ace. Eagle Grove ties this first set at 11. Boy, that Lenning serve could not have been any more perfect. Maybe an inch over the top of the net and right down the line along the near side of the court. Lenning will now set herself up on the far side. She serves short, diving save by Berkey, but Bishop Garrigan can't take it out of the net. Golden Bears looked like they were not ready for that serve. It looked like they were still figuring out where to go defensively, and Lenning took advantage. She kind of quick served them that time, and there was really nobody in position to make a play. You got to be ready at all times for Bishop Garrigan. They gave Eagle Grove a freebie right there. Berkey up to Hoagland, pushed over the net by Tegas. A lunging save by Lenning for Eagle Grove. They'll look for Schild. Schild, right-handed attack, and she powers it down. All of a sudden, Eagle Grove is starting to control this first set. 13-11 Eagles, as they have turned things around and taken the lead over Bishop Garrigan. Eagle Grove has won 3 matches in a row. It's been 3-0 wins in all 3 of those matches. As ball sent over by Lenning, deflected backwards by Berkey. Bartolo in the out-of-bounds area centers the ball to Hoagland, who plays a free ball into the Eagle Grove back row. Lenning up front, sets it in the middle. 2-hand push over by Tatum Edwards. Eastman now to Hoagland, looking for Bartolo. Bartolo smacks it off the block attempt and gets a much-needed point for Bishop Garrigan. Eagle Grove sent the double block right at Emmy Bartolo, but the deflection goes Bishop Garrigan's way, and Bartolo will now head back to serve. Bartolo jump serves. It's a twisting serve. Diving save in the back row for Eagle Grove. Now Lenning setting up for Morgan. What a block by Madeline Tegas. She stuffed it, and we are tied at 13. That could not have been timed any more perfectly, as Tegas rejected the southpaw that time. And Emmy Bartolo will continue to serve. Bartolo, one of the 4 Garrigan seniors, jump serves and sends it middle of the back row for Eagle Grove. Lenning sending it up backside for Edwards. She'll push it back corner to Berkey, who had to lunge, turning 90 degrees to make the play on that one. And the free ball sent over by Reitzel. Lenning setting it up for Schild. Schild on the left side. She wipes it off the Bishop Garrigan block. And it's 14-13 Eagle Grove. I think the Golden Bear blockers were expecting a bigger swing that time, but it was a change-up sent over the net by Schild that threw off the timing of that block. And Eagle Grove, they inch back in front, 14-13. Now Schultz for the Eagles. Stands over heels in the basketball baseline, right in that paint area down to our left. Knuckleballs will serve over to Eastman. Good pass to Hoagland, right back to Eastman. Spins it into the back row where it's popped up in the air by Schultz. Ball's hanging around the back rows. Pamperin gets it up front to Schild. Free ball over the net. Reitzel deflects it the wrong way. Bartolo deflected backwards, and that one's heading out of bounds and off the baseline wall. 15-13 Eagle Grove. Bishop Garrigan got 2 touches on that ball, and both of them went backwards. Never a good sign for your offense. 2-point lead for Eagle Grove, tying their largest lead of the first set. As Schultz serves left to right, it's a short serve. It trickles over the net. Diving save by Bartolo, and then she finds Tegas, who gets the flush. Madeline Tegas gets the kill, and it's 15-14. That, by all rights, should have been an ace for Eagle Grove, if not for a great save by Emmy Bartolo. That'll just go down as one dig in the box score, but that was a big one. That's a 2-point swing right there, essentially. Lenning setting it up as it's punched over the net by Schild. Bartolo looking for Hoagland, stays out of the net, finds Tegas. Tegas drops the hammer, but she was into the net. She touched the net that time, and it's 16-14 Eagle Grove. Tegas is a big momentum play for the Golden Bears. You can always tell in those attacks, she doesn't just want a kill, she wants a kill in all capital letters. But sometimes you can get a little bit overzealous and swing down into the net, as Tegas did right there. Golden Bears receive the serve. Here's Hoagland finding a flying Eastman, rejected by Eagle Grove. Maya Morgan up front, 17-14 Eagles. And it's danger zone time here in set number 1 for the Golden Bears. Not a coach expending any timeouts yet, as Schild sends a serve in the middle of the Bartolo. Overpassed it a little bit, and Bishop Garrigan can't fish this one out. Hoagland was leaning right up to the net to try to get a set off there, but that put her in a really hard position. And then Peterson couldn't get it over on the third touch. 18-14 Eagles. Schild again serves near side to Eastman. Passes to Hoagland. Right back to Eastman. She flies in for the attack, and she puts it down. Call that a little two-man game for the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears. As Graceland Eastman was the initial toucher of the Eagle Grove serve and then got it back for the attack. 18-15. Berkey arcs the serve into the back row of Eagle Grove. Ball is sent out of bounds by Schultz. Not a good pass there. Morgan sends the ball back to Schultz, who sends the free ball to the Golden Bears. In the middle here is Danker, who overswings on that ball and nearly missed it. She sends it into the net. Attack error Golden Bears, and at 19-15 Eagles. Just feels like the Golden Bears are trying to do a little bit too much on some of those attacks. Sometimes just a ball over the net can put the pressure on the Eagle Grove defense, as Morgan will serve long and out of bounds. Bishop Garrigan gets a freebie there on the service error, and it's 19-16. Bishop Garrigan certainly not done here in the first set, but Eagle Grove is just a few points away here from a 1-0 lead. Some big serves coming for Rakaya Nielsen. The freshman jump serves, sends a knuckleball into the back row to Schultz. That's who Bishop Garrigan's gone after, as Lenning dumps the ball over the net. Nielsen up to Hoagland, looks for Bartolo, pushes it across the court, and a lunging save by Pamperin for Eagle Grove. Attack is returned as Pamperin spun it over the net somehow with great English. And Peterson, lunging out of bounds, got the ball in between the posts. Free ball to Eagle Grove. Lenning dumps it on second contact. Hoagland right there. Peterson to Bartolo, kept it in between the posts again. Bartolo playing some great ball for Garrigan as the attack cross court, out of bounds by Pamperin, and a point for Bishop Garrigan at 19-17. Boy, the reason Bishop Garrigan got that point is twice on the third touch, Emmy Bartolo was out of bounds and somehow guided the ball over her shoulder in between the posts to save what would have been an Eagle Grove point. 19-17 Eagles. Morgan left hands it over. Berkey right there for the Golden Bears. Hoagland back to the near side of Nielsen. Pushes it center of the Eagle Grove defense. Lenning looking into the middle. Morgan left hands it over, and that one is in play. The Golden Bear bench is not entirely convinced. That official in the near corner started to lift the flag as it was going out of bounds, but she was really just getting out of the way of that ball heading in her direction. By her body language, she wanted to point it the whole time, and she did. Signals the Eagle Grove point, and it's 20-17. Golden Bears getting pretty close to now or never time here in the first set. Serve whistles over to Berkey in the back row. Got her turned sideways. Still good pass to Hoagland. And Bartolo parachutes in for the attack and drops down the hammer. The net was waving around a little bit there, but that was on Eagle Grove as they tried to block it. They made contact of the net, and Bartolo gets the kill to make it 20-18. Peterson takes one step up. Line drives the serve over to Pamperin for Eagle Grove. Bump set by Lenning into the middle to Edwards. Guides it over to Garrigan, and they can't save it in the back corner. Peterson had to turn her back to the net, take a couple of hard strides towards that corner, but couldn't pop the ball up into the air for anyone to come get it. And it's 21-18 Eagle Grove, as Bishop Garrigan does not hang on to the serve for long. Caitlin Christopher will set up all the way for back at the padding behind the basketball baseline before this serve. Hammers the ball in the hardwood a couple of times, and line drives it down the line towards Bartolo. Hoagland right back to Bartolo. She drops the hammer, but it's deflected at the net and kept alive by Eagle Grove. Lenning in the middle to Edwards, and Edwards pushes it right into the net. A Bishop Garrigan point, and it's 21-19 Eagle Grove. They were trying to go right at Bartolo on that serve, say, Golden Bears is going to be hard for you to get the ball right back to Bartolo, but Bartolo good pass to Hoagland, got it right back to Bartolo, and Bishop Garrigan's big offensive weapon got a big-time kill there to make it 21-19. Ball is tapped over by Eagle Grove, and it drops in. Shield was able to float that over the block attempt. A little deflection at the net by the Golden Bears, but they could not slow the ball down, and it's 22-19 Eagle Grove. Ever since they took that lead, 14-13, their first lead in the first set, they have not trailed the Golden Bears as they've held steady at that 2 to 3 point margin. Lunning sets up along the far side. She serves short. Diving save by Berkey. Pops it to Bartolo, and Tegas free balls the offering over the net. Now, ball set up for Schultz. Schultz drills it, or Schild that is, but she can't put it down. Now it's Bartolo attacking the other way. Big hammer, punched over the net by the Eagles. What a save. Now set for Tegas. Tegas a changeup, and she puts it in. Hoagland set that one high in the air for Madeline Tegas. She cocked that right arm back like she was going for a huge kill shot, then slowed her arm down about halfway through that delivery to put the ball perfectly into the middle of that Eagle Grove hardwood. 22-20 Eagles. Bartolo twisting serve, and there's an ace. On target delivery by Emmy Bartolo, and we've got a 1 point set. 22-21 Eagle Grove, and a timeout is asked for by the Eagles. We'll take a 30-second timeout and come back to Eagle Grove next on KLGZ Home Country Radio.
Sports Club members bringing you this game.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce, 2 sauces for all seasons.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance.
Daylight Donuts open early with delicious donuts and great coffee.
Dump It, Kasuth County's local and reliable waste service provider for commercial and residential customers.
Albert Electric, flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
Fairway, everything's easier, fresher, and faster with Algona Fairway.
Sports Club members bringing you this game.
Well, ladies and gents, you throw out the records when you come to the Grove. Bishop Garrigan and Eagle Grove walked in a tight one here in the first set. 22-21 Eagle Grove. Bartolo serves. Lenning sets for Eagle Grove, and the ball is bumped over the net by Morgan. Now Hoagland setting for Eastman near side. Eastman with a big attack. Popped up in the air by Eagle Grove on the good block attempt and sent back the other way by Morgan. Lunging save by Berkey, and ball returned by Tegas for Bishop Garrigan. Lenning setting backside of Morgan. Left-handed attack, and she finds the corner. That's a play that only a left-hander could make. That cross-court attack off a beautiful set, and Eagle Grove takes an important 2-point lead, 23-21. Hoop checks into that Eagle Grove front row, and it'll be Schultz to serve. Bishop Garrigan defeated Eagle Grove last year 3-2 from Bishop Garrigan High School, part of their 18-match win streak against the Eagles. But Eagle Grove trying to take the first set here tonight. Ball's dumped over on second contact by Hoagland. Right there is Eagle Grove as the ball is punched over the net by Schild. Hoagland sets up for Eastman near side. Eastman hammers into the back row, popped into the ceiling by Pampered for Eagle Grove. Lenning set for Schild again, hammers but can't put it down. Bartolo off the dig, and Eastman sends it the other way towards the back corner. Bump set in the middle, left-handed over by Morgan. Lunging save by Bartolo, ball's in the ceiling, and it lands on the Garrigan side. That ball might have been heading out, but Bartolo didn't want to chance it. She dove, and then that ceiling ball got the Bishop Garrigan defense all twisted up, and it's set point Eagle Grove, 24-21. Schultz with the set point in her right hand, twists the serve far side to Bartolo. Hoagland middle to Tegas. Big hammer blocked back the other way by the Eagles. Bartolo back to Hoagland, pushes it into the back row. Schultz up front to Lenning. Tapped over the net by Morgan for Eagle Grove, and Bishop Garrigan keeps it alive. Parachuting in his Easton for the attack, and that ball drops out of bounds. Eagle Grove blocked it, but it did not land in play, and Bishop Garrigan stays alive for at least one more point in the first set. 24-22 Eagles. Alyssa Hoagland, homecoming queen this week for the Golden Bears, now to serve. Lefty needs some on-target offerings here. She'll send it to Schultz. Goes backpedaling for Eagle Grove. A bump set by Schild, pushed over the net by Lenning. Peterson sets it up middle for Tegas. Tegas drops the hammer. Was that ball deflected? Yes, it was. The ball went out of bounds, but Eagle Grove touched it on the way out, and it's a 1-point set. Eagle Grove's lead is down to 1, 24-23 on back-to-back points by Bishop Garrigan. This one's the money serve for Hoagland, trying to tie it at 24. The left-hander sends it over. It's dropping in short. Little trouble for Eagle Grove, and they'll play the free ball over. Berkey to Hoagland. Here comes Eastman. She'll float it over the top. A twisting save by Morgan, who got her back turned around and pushed back across by Schild for Eagle Grove. Hoagland sets. Eastman floats it over the top. In the back row, dug by Schultz for Eagle Grove. Into the middle, Morgan left hands it over. Berkey right there for the Golden Bears. Tipped over the net by Hoagland. Into the front row of Eagle Grove to hoop. Ball sent into the net. Eagle Grove can't get it over, and we are tied at 24. Bishop Garrigan played it pretty conservatively there. Waited for Eagle Grove to eventually make a mistake, and they did. We're tied at 24. Now you're in win by 2 mode. Knuckleball by Hoagland. Schultz up to the front. Dumped over on second contact by Morgan. Out of bounds. It's out of bounds, and it's 25-24 Golden Bears. 4 straight points for Bishop Garrigan. Now it's set point Golden Bears, as Eagle Grove hasn't been able to finish off Bishop Garrigan in this first set. Schultz finds Lenning. Pushed by Morgan across. Golden Bears set up Peterson on the backside. Peterson angles it near side to Lenning. Ball's punched up front by Morgan. Sent over by Schild. Popped high in the air, deflects in the ceiling, and sits up on the rafters for a second. And now right-handed over by Eastman. Lenning sets it up in the middle. Morgan left-hands it over. Berkey dives in the back row, but she cannot save it. It deflects backwards as 3 Golden Bears went after the ball, but they were nowhere near it. And the kill by Morgan ties it at 25. Last year, there was one set that went beyond 25 points when Bishop Garrigan played Eagle Grove. That third set, 29-27 Eagles last year. As the serve is let go by Berkey, and not a wise decision there as Schild picks up the ace. Eagle Grove back to set point, 26-25 Eagles. They were up 24-21, couldn't finish, but can they finish it now for a 26-25 lead? It's Schild. Arcs the serve over. Bartolo to Hoagland. Floats it up in there for Peterson. Peterson twists that attack into play. It finds the hardwood, and we are tied at 26. Peterson put some serious English on that and found the soft spot on the far side of Eagle Grove court. And now Kate Berkey will have a couple of pressure-packed serves for the Golden Bears, tied at 26. Berkey end over end. Schultz passing it up front, sent over on second contact by Morgan. Hoagland sets for Eastman. Eastman hammers it down. Was it touched? No, it was not. It deflected the top of the net. Eastman was signaling deflection of her hands, but the official says no. Eagle Grove never touched it, and the Eagles have set point again. Morgan left-handed serve. It's a rocket to Eastman. Plays it to Hoagland, now middle to Peterson. Right hands it over the net. Deflected by Eagle Grove. Lenning sets it up. Pamprin attacks, and Pamprin puts it down. Eagle Grove wins a marathon first set, 28-26. Eagle Grove comes out at home, and they throw the first punch at Bishop Garrigan. Welcome back to Eagle Grove with set 2 after this on Home Country Radio and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
Some of the most significant power outages in recent years have been caused by extreme cold weather and severe storms. Whether it's snow, ice, or extreme wind, don't be caught in the dark. At Murphy Farm Services, our top-of-the-line Generac or Cummins generators will automatically power your home in the event of a power loss. Already have a standby generator? Call us today to get on our preventative maintenance list to ensure your machine is running at its maximum efficiency. Contact your local certified ag, electrical, and generator sales and service dealer. Murphy Farm Services, delivering the power you need when you need it.
Sponsors of this game broadcast.
Stroman Dental, giving you something to smile about.
Ruhnke Brothers. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Tafe Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Tangle Salon for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Tom Eichen Sales, your store in the country, carrying steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
Ulrich Construction. Let them do the work.
Water Connection. From softeners to bottled water and service, call 295-SOFT.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can't come to the Grove and not expect a fight, and the Golden Bears learned that the hard way in the first set. Eagle Grove finally puts away a 28-26 win in set number 1. They had Bishop Garrigan's back against the wall numerous times. In fact, Golden Bears were down 24-21. They rallied back of 4 points in a row to take a 25-24 lead over the Eagles. Eagles again had set point, and eventually they won at 28-26, but they had about 6 different opportunities to put the Golden Bears away and only finally did it on the 6th opportunity. So Golden Bears are down 1-0, and now the hometown Eagle Grove crowd has perked up a little bit here with a 1-0 lead over Bishop Garrigan. Like I said, Eagles have made some incremental improvements this year. They have won 2 Top of Iowa West matches by sweeping West Hancock and Belmont Clemmy. Prior to last year, Eagle Grove had never won more than 1 Top of Iowa West match in a single season. Last year, they picked up 2 wins in conference play. This year, they're trying for their 3rd if they can defeat Bishop Garrigan tonight. And that task is off to a good start. Golden Bears led early in that first set. They were up by as many as 4. Eagle Grove took the lead 14-13 and then put the pressure on the Golden Bears after that. Here is Lenning sending this first serve of the second set over. Berkey pops it up in the air as Eastman will find Tegas, plays the free ball over her shoulder. Now Lenning setting for Eagle Grove. Shield from the far side, sends it down the line. It deflects backwards off Berkey's hands as she claps her hands in frustration. It goes out of bounds, and Eagle Grove will pick up the first point of this second set. So it's 1-0 Eagles here in set number 2 action on KLGZ Home Country Radio. I'm Tyler Lance, not joined tonight by Beanie Bodie, unfortunately. I know everyone always likes to check in on his whereabouts. Bartolo receives the serve. Hogan right back to Bartolo. She parachutes in for the attack, and she puts it down. I actually told Beanie earlier today, hey, Beanie, you want to go to the Grove with me? It's a road trip to Eagle Grove today, and he was actually very excited to do that. In fact, a little too excited. He was jumping around. He was breakdancing in the KLGA studios, but that was a little too much for his engine to handle as he passed out, so I figured we'd give him the night off here tonight. Ball's bumped over the net by Eagle Grove's Morgan. In the middle, it's Tegas. Tegas with the attack, and that ball's going to get stuck in the hands of Edwards. Edwards went up to block that for Eagle Grove with 2 hands, and that ball almost got wedged in between both of her hands. It was like she caught it and didn't mean to, and the official said, nope, you can't do that. So 2-1 Golden Bears off that Tegas hit. Bartolo sends the quickly dropping serve into the back row to Morgan. Pushed across by Edwards for Eagle Grove. Here's Eastman left side attack for the Golden Bears. Stuffed back by the Eagles. Wow, was that an emphatic block as they had Eastman read the whole way there. And we are tied at 2 in set number 2. Eagle Grove will send Schultz down to her left to serve. 2-2 tie in the second set as Eagle Grove tries to take a 2-0 lead on their home hardwood. Schultz will serve this one short. Eastman had to scramble up to get that to Tegas. And now in the back row, Berkey will right-hand that ball over the net. Landing up to the front to Morgan. Morgan, a vicious left-handed attack. The net took a little steam out of that as Bishop Garrigan is able to return it with Eastman. Lenning will set it up into the middle, punched over the net with the left hand by Hoop. Couple southpaws on this Eagle Grove team as Eastman will have to bump it back over to the Eagle Grove side. Morgan will set it in the middle to Hoop. Hoop down the middle to Berkey for Bishop Garrigan. Now it is Hoagland with a soft touch over the net. And that ball's going to get caught up in the Eagle Grove front row again as a lift will be called against the Eagles. 3-2 Bishop Garrigan. They're trying to challenge these balls that are being sent over the net by Bishop Garrigan, but a lift there, and then the play earlier where Edwards had the ball get stuck in her hands. A little trouble in the front row here in set 2 for the Eagles as Hoop will push that one down into the middle of the Bishop Garrigan defense. Here's Eastman flying in for the left-handed attack. Dug in the back row by Pamperin for Eagle Grove, but the Eagles are going to run out of hits there. Pamperin and Lenning pinballed the ball back and forth a couple of times and just did not make forward progress within the 3 hits they had. It is 4-2 Bishop Garrigan. Alyssa Hoagland down to our right as the Golden Bears play their first of 2 Top of Iowa West matches this week. In the middle, here's a left-handed attack by Morgan. Wicked attack, but it deflects off the net and goes out of bounds. Morgan, a little too much steam on that one as she pulled it off to the near side, and it's 5-2. Well, that Thursday match is going to be very interesting, folks. The Top of Iowa West for years has been dominated by Lake Mills and Forest City. Year after year, it's been one of those 2 teams winning the conference, and whichever team doesn't win comes in second, but we may have a different story this year as Hoagland will serve over to Hoop. Ball goes back to Hoop on the third touch, and she'll send it over to Garrigan. Now an attack by Madeline Tegas, and she will drill that one home. 6-2 Golden Bears. But this year, Lake Mills is undefeated in conference play, but Forest City is not. Garner, Hayfield, Ventura defeating Forest City in some early season Top of Iowa West action, so Forest City already has a loss, and it's not against Lake Mills. It's been very rare that Forest City has ever lost to a Top of Iowa West team not named Lake Mills, and vice versa. It's very rare that Lake Mills has lost to anyone in the conference not named Forest City, but we could be in for a little shakeup this year. Conference is a little more open maybe than in years past, so going to be very interesting this week to see what the Golden Bears and the Eagles do, and certainly how season goes moving forward for Lake Mills. Lake Mills looked very good when they saw Bishop Garrigan on September 4th, dispatching Bishop Garrigan in 3 dominant sets. But Lake Mills right now, the only undefeated conference team left standing right now, as everyone else has at least 1 in the loss column. Bishop Garrigan and Eagle Grove both among those teams. The Golden Bears came into tonight 1-1 in the league. Eagle Grove with a 2-1 record. As the timeout wraps up, Hoagland continuing with the serve for Bishop Garrigan. Sends it down the far side of the court. Hoop makes initial contact, finds Lenning. Shield flies in for the attack, and she sends it long out beyond the baseline. 7-2 Bishop Garrigan. It took 5 sets last year for the Golden Bears to beat the Eagles, as Bishop Garrigan won the first 2 last year against Eagle Grove, 25-12 and 25-9. As it'll be Hoop pushing it across for Eagle Grove, and this will be a Bishop Garrigan point. Hoop getting called for the 2 touches there, and it's 8-2 Bishop Garrigan. In last year's meeting, Eagle Grove would win the 3rd and 4th sets, 29-27 and 25-23 respectively, before Bishop Garrigan prevailed in the 5th set, 15-10. Hoagland serves a little short. Schultz able to dig it out, and the ball is pushed over by Hoop. And another whistle, another point for Bishop Garrigan. Hoop getting called for 2 touches for the 2nd point in a row, and it's 9-2 Golden Bears. Whatever message Coach Schnur had in between sets thus far has sunk in for the Golden Bears with a 7-point lead. Hoagland serves a little short, and it pinballs off the hands of everyone on the Eagle Grove defense. It's a Hoagland point. Lenning made the first touch of the front row. That went off the hands of Schultz and deflected out of bounds. I do not think Eagle Grove thought that serve was going to make it over the net. It was a little dying quail there, but it had just enough to get over, and Hoagland will take the ace. 10-2 Golden Bears. Hoagland serves short again. Ball is overpassed by the Eagles, and they can't fish it out of the net. 11-2 Golden Bears. Bishop Garrigan is not doing anything too remarkable here in the 2nd set, but they're simply putting the ball over the net, and Eagle Grove is just making several mistakes on the serve receive so far in the 2nd set. They'll get this one back over. Shield cross-court attack. Hoagland will overpass it onto the Eagle Grove side. Lenning sets on the backside for Morgan. Left-handed attack. Tried to wipe it off the block, but Bartolo covered her blockers. Tagus will make that Eastman attacks the other way. Eagle Grove overpasses, and they will send it into the net. They can't fish it out, and it's a 12-2 Bishop Garrigan lead. Golden Bears ripping off a substantial run here in the 2nd set. After dropping that 1st set, that did not sit well with Bishop Garrigan, and they are showing it here in this 2nd set. Shield will punch it over the net. It's blocked by Eastman and Tagus. Kept alive by Eagle Grove. Morgan tries again, pushes the back row to Berkey. Passes up to Hoagland. Looks backside for Peterson. Peterson drops the hammer. Overpass by Eagle Grove. Hoagland bumps it to Peterson. She'll find Eastman. Eastman floats it over cross court, but this will finally be an Eagle Grove point. That ball landed in play, but it didn't stay in between the posts as it was crossing over the net. You've got to find a way to get the ball in between the uprights, and Eastman was not able to do that, so the run comes to an end. But Bishop Garrigan with the big advantage here in set 2, 12-3. Eastman will overpass off the Eagle Grove serve. Eagle Grove overpasses right back the other way. Hoagland setting for Eastman. Eastman drops down the hammer, but that ball deflects on the Eagle Grove side, and it's returned over the net, into the corner, and in play. Perfectly placed by Pamperin, and it's 12-4 after back-to-back points by Eagle Grove. The Garrigan lead at 8 right now in the 2nd set, as the Golden Bears look to tie things up at 1 apiece. Shield, low rocket on the right-handed serve. Eastman making initial contact. Hoagland returns the ball to Eastman. Eastman is able to stuff that one over the net for a Bishop Garrigan point. Lift called against Eagle Grove as they had the double block ready for Eastman, but that ball just got caught up in their arms again, and they are called for a lift once again to make it 13-4. Berkey offers up the serve to Schultz in the Eagle Grove back row. Morgan sends it into the middle of Pamperin. Her attack doesn't go down as it's dug out by Berkey. Eastman attack from the left side. Dug out in the back row. A nice dive by Shield for Eagle Grove. The Eagle Grove attack is pushed back across by Danker for Bishop Garrigan. Now it's Morgan from the right side, and Morgan is stuffed. But was Bishop Garrigan in the net? Or did they not keep that attack in play? It's a point for Eagle Grove, and it's 13-5 as that attack did not stay in. Or that block didn't stay in, I should say, rather. Morgan left hands the serve over. It's a line drive as Eastman pops it straight up in the air. Hoagland to Bartolo. Bartolo from well up beyond the net. Can't get that right-handed ball to go over. And it's 13-6 Eagle Grove as the Golden Bears lead is at 7 right now. Eagle Grove trying to work back in after going down by 10. Morgan left-handed serve is overpassed, and it's smacked back over the net by Ellie Lenning. They take advantage of the Bishop Garrigan overpass, and it's 13-7. And we're just seeing that odd angle, that odd rotation. Morgan, the left-hander, kind of serves from the corner. She'll send it over. The ball isn't just a straight end-over-end serve. It spins laterally, and not a lot of great passing by the Bishop Garrigan players off the Morgan serves. But Morgan will eventually serve out of bounds here as she does. And it's 14-7 Golden Bears. So Morgan will eventually get herself off the line as Eastman serves into the back corner. It'll send Lenning backpedaling for Eagle Grove. It gets up into the front row to Pamperin. Pamperin gets it over, and Bishop Garrigan will get called for a lift this time as he got a little bit stuck there on the block leaning back. So 14-8 right now is the score. Bishop Garrigan has the advantage as Eagle Grove tries to work back in set number 2. 1-0 Eagle Grove. Ooh, low serve into the net. Golden Bears will get another freebie there to make it 15-8. And Rakai Nielsen, we'll call her that service specialist for Bishop Garrigan. A young freshman has been really good at the jump serve, serving at a 97.5% efficiency with 3 aces coming into tonight. Almost had an ace right there as the attack by Eagle Grove was deflected by Bishop Garrigan. Bartolo, she'll still land. She'll drill it in between everyone in the back row. And it's 16-8 Golden Bears. Splitting the uprights in between 2 defenders was Bartolo. And Nielsen will continue to serve. One of Bishop Garrigan's softball pitchers sends a serve into the middle of the Eagle Grove defense. Pamperin makes the first touch. Trying to keep it out of the net is Lenning, and nobody there to collect the ball after Lenning made the second touch. And that ball was near the boundary, but Lenning was clearly expecting one of the players to be somewhere near where that ball was going, and there was nobody home for Eagle Grove. 17-8 as they'll talk out the communication issues there on defense. Serve whistles in the back row from Nielsen. Now from the left side, Edwards pushes down the line. Berkey makes the first touch for Bishop Garrigan. Into the middle, ball set for Danker. She'll push it across. Pamperin will swing and miss there on the set. That set by Lenning was too close to the net. Pamperin had to jump well forward and reach out full extension to try to get to that ball, but could not do it. And it's 18-8 Golden Bears. Nielsen again, one step behind the basketball baseline. She'll arc the serve over. She serves it short. Ball's deflected a couple times by Eagle Grove, but not over the net. Beautiful serve that time by Rakai Nielsen. Just barely off the hardwood when Eagle Grove touched it, and they could not get a pass anywhere that time. 19-8 Golden Bears. Trying to tie this up at 1 set apiece in Eagle Grove. Nielsen jump serving. She'll send the knuckleball over. Ball's deflected in the area of Flores Baez. Now pushed over by Edwards. Hoagland will left-hand it the other way and played over on the second touch by Eagle Grove. Smacked back by Danker. Eagle Grove digs it out. Edwards will misfire on that attack and send it into the net. 20-8 Bishop Garrigan as they are controlling the second set. It was an early 12-2 lead for the Golden Bears, and for the most part, they have not let up. After that, another serve by Nielsen. A jump serve to the back row is overpassed by a mile. Eastman to Hoagland. Hoagland will smack that one in the back row for a Bishop Garrigan point. Kept that inside the baseline. That entire back row for Eagle Grove was cheating forward, and Hoagland saw it and took advantage. 21-8 Golden Bears. They had a long run of Hoagland serving, now a long run of Nielsen serving as she'll twist it over, overpassed again, and stuffed by Hoagland. Eagle Grove is just having a terrible time trying to get anything off that Rakai Nielsen serve. She has her serve receive all twisted up in knots right now. The Bishop Garrigan freshman sends it over again. In the back row, it's deflected backwards, and it's an ace for Rakai Nielsen. Controlling the tempo here in this second set as the Bishop Garrigan bench celebrates, and it's 23-8. Nielsen even cracks a smile after that one. Golden Bears in command here in set 2. Nielsen sends it over. It's almost overpassed again by the Eagles, and this one is going to be an Eagle Grove point. I think Danker went over the plane that time, the plane of the net, and the Bishop Garrigan run comes to an end. Danker was very eager to block that ball, which was again nearly overpassed, but intruded into the Eagle Grove side, and it's 23-9. But Eagles will need a massive run here to try to get back into this. As the senior Christopher will serve. Christopher on the approach. She'll serve way short as she misfires, and that ball will only reach the Eagle Grove front row, but will not reach the net. 24-9 Bishop Garrigan after the service error, and it is set point as Danker is back to serve right now. Jump serve by Danker, whistles into the back row, there's an ace. Bishop Garrigan does not mess around in set number 2. They put away the second set 25-9, and they tie this match up 1 set apiece. We'll head to set number 3 from Eagle Grove coming up next after these messages on KLGZ and at the El Gordo Radio YouTube stream.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Bacon at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
You ever get that feeling that like something's missing? I just can't put my finger on it. Is there some sort of parade? No, it couldn't be. Did I just hear people cheering? Bingo night must be getting rowdy tonight. Wait a second. That's high school football on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Join us this week as Algona faces Forest City on KLGA and Bishop Garrigan faces North Iowa on KLGZ. As we come back to Eagle Grove, it is set number 3. Eagle Grove winning set number 1 over Bishop Garrigan 28-26. Bishop Garrigan winning the second set 25-9. I'll tell you what, in between sets, it was an animated Eagle Grove huddle. Head coach Jenna Whipple was delivering a very stern message to the team after that second set, so we'll see if message was received. It's a game of momentum, of course, and Bishop Garrigan never relinquished the momentum in set number 2. So set number 3, the big swing set right here from the Eagle Grove High School gym. We're glad everyone's been able to tune in tonight here on KLGZ. Even without our valued color commentator, Beanie Bodie, making it here tonight. It was a big weekend for Beanie folks, watching that Cy-Hawk game like we all were as Danker whistles the serve over the net. Set number 3 is underway. Here's the set for Schild, and Schild drills it home. Beautiful set by Lenning, put that one right in Schild's nitro zone, and it's 1-0 Eagle Grove. I'll say this, even as a neutral observer, you folks know I don't have a beef with either of those teams. It was a great game to watch. Excitement the whole way through. Classic low-scoring Cy-Hawk football as Eastman makes initial contact off the serve as Bartolo will right-handed over the net. Dug in the back row by Pamperin. Lenning will set it up. An attack by Morgan is blocked towards the boundary, but it's an Eagle Grove point as Bishop Garrigan can't get that one to go over. Great environment at the game, it looked like, from watching on TV. Everything you'd expect a Cy-Hawk game to be, and Iowa State eventually kicks the game-winning 54-yard field goal, similar to last year for the 50-plus yard game-winning field goal. Serve trickles over the net. It deflects. Bishop Garrigan overpasses, and it's flushed by the Eagles to make it 3-0. But our color commentator, Beanie Bodie, is watching at home like all of you folks, getting fired up, getting pumped up for his beloved Cyclones. And after the win, he was feeling a bit confident, started talking some trash to the Iowa fans in our town as service whistled over the net by Lenning. Here's Takis attacking across her body. Dug in the back row by Lenning for Eagle Grove. Sent over the net for the right hand by Schild. Garrigan having trouble returning that, and it deflects off the top of the net and stays on the Garrigan side. 4-0 Eagle Grove. But he talked a lot of trash to the Hawkeye fans, and Beanie ended up getting beat up, so he couldn't make it here tonight while he recovers from the pummeling that the Iowa fans gave him after all that trash talk dished out following the Cy-Hawk game. But Beanie will rejoin us at some point. Service sent out of bounds by Lenning. It was a good run there for Lenning, serving for Eagle Grove, and it's 4-1. Eagles on top of the Golden Bears. Bartolo sends the serve over. It's deflected backwards by Pamperin. Eagle Grove will rescue the free ball over of Lenning. Berkey for Bishop Garrigan passes to Hoagland, backs it for Takis. Takis across the court, and it is out of bounds. 5-1 Eagle Grove. Yeah, the trash talking skills, they're pretty good for Beanie Bodie, but has to work on the boxing skills a little bit. He's not exactly Mike Tyson out there, ladies and gents. 5-1 Eagles. It'll be Schultz serving a little bit short. Eastman comes up to get it. Takis will push it over on second contact. Schultz up to Lenning. She'll set on the backside for Morgan. Morgan hammers but misfires into the net. Attack error for Eagle Grove, and it's 5-2 right now. Eagles in set number 3 as we are tied at 1 set apiece. Alyssa Hoagland will serve. Golden Bears built that 12-2 lead while Hoagland was serving in the previous set. She'll send it near side of the court as Schultz receives the serve. Popped up in there by Lenning. That was almost overset. Garrigan tried to flush it there for Eastman, and Eagle Grove pops the ball out of bounds after Eastman sent that ball almost straight back down onto their side. 5-3. The lefty Hoagland sends it over again near side of the court. Serve was received by Schild. Little contact there between Lenning and Schultz as they got in the same zone, but Eagle Grove got the ball back to Bishop Garrigan. Takis sends it straight up at the net. Ball trickles the net as it goes over. And now Morgan will push the ball over to Eastman on the Garrigan side. Here's Hoagland setting up for Eastman. Eastman rockets the attack over the net, but can't put it down. Eagles do a good job to keep it alive, but the overpass, and it's pushed down by Jenna Peterson. She finds the hard one on the Eagle Grove side, put that one right down the line to make it 5-4. Hoagland, another southpaw offering, deflected sideways by Hood, over to Schultz, now back to Hood. Middle of the back row to Berkey on the Garrigan side. Hoagland over to Eastman, near side of the court, puts it into the Eagle Grove back row. The set for Schild is punched down the line. Hoagland there to deflect it for Bishop Garrigan, and a whistle is blown here against the Golden Bears as they'll be called for a lift, and the Eagles will go up 6-4. So a slower start here in the third set, certainly for the Golden Bears. Schild into the back row. Bartolo got it up to Hoagland. Eastman near the net. Got it set right back in her lap by Eagle Grove. That was Hood from the near side of the court, putting that right back to Eastman. That set for Eastman was too close to the net. She didn't really have a whole lot of room to go back, wind up, and go for the big attack, so just try to tip it over, and then Hood was there to put that one right back in her lap to make it 7-4 Eagles. Knuckleball serve is going to drop in. Berkey got caught a little flat-footed there in the Garrigan back row. At first wanted to just lean forward and bump that up in the air, but realized she had to take a couple hard steps forward, but realized a bit too late as the ace is picked up by Schild. Schild sends it over again, and it's off the hands of Bartolo. Another apparent miscommunication by Bishop Garrigan as Bartolo and Eastman both looked at each other. Bartolo reacted late, and it's 9-4 Eagles. The Golden Bears are looking disjointed so far in the third set. Schild end-over-end serve, and whistle here against Eagle Grove, or against the Golden Bears, beg your pardon. I think they're telling Jenna Peterson to take out an earring. She was reaching for her ear there, and Eva Kohlhaus is going to come in and play in that Garrigan front row. I don't know if Peterson just put that in, but if she's been playing with that the whole night, the officials just noticed it now, but she was going for something on her ear as she heads over to the Garrigan bench. So 9-4 Eagle Grove right now. We will replay that point. Schild sends it over. Berkey gets it up front to Hoagland, now looking for Tegas. She'll push it across the Eagle Grove side. Lenning deflects the wrong way, but Morgan got it right back to Lenning, and Lenning's gonna push it into the back corner for an Eagle Grove point. That play ends up working out well for Eagle Grove in the end, and it's 10-4 Eagles. That 25-9 win in set number 2, now a distant memory for the Golden Bears as they trail by 6 here in the third set. Schild handcuffs Eastman on the serve. Kohlhaus back to Eastman, and that's going to be an Eagle Grove point. Kohlhaus lifted it, 11-4 Eagles, and Bishop Garrigan asks for a timeout. Golden Bears down by 7 in the third set. We'll come back after these messages on KLGZ and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
Sports Club members bringing you this game.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce, 2 sauces for all seasons.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance.
Daylight Donuts, open early with delicious donuts and great coffee.
Dump It, Kasuth County's local and reliable waste service provider for commercial and residential customers.
Albert Electric, flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Erfelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
Fairway, everything's easier, fresher, and faster with Algona Fairway.
Sports Club members bringing you this game.
Bishop Garrigan struggling to find momentum right now at Eagle Grove. We are tied at 1 set apiece, but Eagle Grove in early control of the third set with an 11-4 lead as Bishop Garrigan comes out of the timeout. Schild will serve it short. It trickles over the net, and there's an ace. It's an Eagle Grove point. She served it very short that time. Garrigan got a couple of deflections on it, but they cannot return the ball to the Eagle Grove side. 12-4 Eagles. Schild serves this one longer. Eastman deflects it backwards. Bartolo near the Garrigan bench, and Garrigan has to settle for a free ball. Schild in the Eagle Grove back row up front. It's a right-handed attack by Pamperin, but it flies into the net. Bishop Garrigan gets a much-needed point there as Pamperin was going for the kill shot. It's 12-5 in favor of Eagle Grove as Berkey is called upon to serve right now, wearing the libero jersey for the Golden Bears. Berkey sends that serve over the net. into the thicket of Eagle Grove defenders. The push into the back corner by Morgan and a diving save by Bartolo. Eastman attacks the other direction, can't put it down. Eagle Grove, though, try to stay out of the net. They got the free ball over to Garrigan. Here's Eastman trying to drop the hammer, blocked by the Eagles, popped up in the air by Bartolo. Eastman will try again. Eastman took a little off that one, but right there is Lenning. It's guided over by Morgan, and Bishop Garrigan can't return it. 13-5 Eagle Grove. Lenning and Morgan playing some really good defense for the Eagles. Bartolo actually had the initial good back row defense for the Golden Bears. She's been playing extremely well in the back row defensively so far tonight, but even better defense by Eagle Grove on that point, and it's 13-5 Eagles. So Eagles on top. It's a short serve, dive by Berkey, and that ball is going to drop in for an ace off the hands of Berkey. She shoots that one sideways into the Garrigan bench. And the Golden Bears in trouble here in the third set. Down 14-5 right now. Serve down the line towards Eastman. Overpassed it. Eagle Grove can't put it down, though, but did Hoagland touch the net? She did. Hoagland is signaling that Eagle Grove was over the net and into Bishop Garrigan territory, but the official does not agree, as it's 15-5 Eagle Grove. The serve now comes from the near side, and that one will go flying into the netting. A service error will give Bishop Garrigan back to the serve, but damage has been done. 15-6 Eagle Grove. The junior Graceland Eastman now in the driver's seat for the Golden Bears as Eastman right-hands this one into the back row. Schultz makes initial contact. Morgan will set it up for Lenning. Lenning's attack doesn't fall. Now Hoagland for Bartolo. Bartolo hammers that one home. Beautiful pass to Hoagland. Beautiful set to Bartolo, and Bartolo finished off the job there to make it 15-7. Golden Bears still trying to climb up a slippery hill against the Eagles. Eastman punches the serve over into the back row. Dumped over on second contact, and that is going to drop in for Eagle Grove. That is Morgan sending it over on the second touch, and it's 16-7. Coach Schnur not looking like a very happy camper right now on the Garrigan sideline, as Golden Bears are in danger of falling down 2-1 right now. First set went Eagle Grove's way, 28-26. Second set, all Bishop Garrigan, 25-9. Third set, controlled by Eagle Grove, as the serve trickles over the net. It got the netting, it crawled over and drops on the Garrigan side. It's been that kind of set so far for the Eagles, and it's 17-7. The next serve will get into the middle of the back row to Eastman. Hoagland sets it up for Peterson. Peterson tries to drop down the hammer, but ball's dug out by Morgan. Lenning pops it up in the air, and then it is punched over the net by Eagle Grove. They will save that possession. Bartolo returns the ball over the net. Diving save in the back row by Schultz. Ball was initially kept alive by the Eagles, but it went into the net. They can't fish it out as they're called for a lift. And the point goes to Bishop Garrigan, 17-8. Peterson will take a seat on the pine on the Bishop Garrigan bench as Rakai Nielsen will replace her and serve right now. Jump serve by Nielsen. Received in the back row by Eagle Grove. Here's the right-handed attack. It is blocked by Bishop Garrigan as Pamperin had that one sent right back in her direction. I believe that was Danker who got the deflection there for the Golden Bears, and it's 17-9. Nielsen knuckleballs the serve over the net, deflected sideways by Schild. Morgan gets it over to Edwards, who plays the free ball down the line to Nielsen. Hoagland sets it up, near side Bartolo. She flies in, she hammers, can't put it down, and sent back the other way by Pamperin. Berkey for Bishop Garrigan finds Hoagland in the middle. Danker bumps it over the net back to the Eagles. Lenning will set it up to Edwards in the middle. She'll look for the back corner. Eastman a lunging save for the Golden Bears. Now Bartolo will float it over the net. It deflects, but it's kept alive by the Eagles somehow after nearly being unable to fish it out. There's a joust at the net as the ball floated right over the top. Ball's out of bounds, and they'll say Bishop Garrigan point. Last touched by Eagle Grove as that goes out, and it's 17-10. Odd-looking play there, and timeout is called. Coach Schnur coming off the bench trying to pump up the Golden Bears and saying, let's go, as Bishop Garrigan has fought back for a couple of points here. But they still trail Eagle Grove 17-10 right now on the scoreboard. Take a quick 30-second timeout and come back after this. You're on Home Country Radio at KLGZ.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass for all your glass needs. Think American.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona tree service.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beisch and Daniel Foth.
Ed Service Station, service you can trust.
Glenn's Green Thumb, from a small seed, something beautiful will grow.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college.
Sports club members bringing you this game.
Back here inside of the Eagle Grove Gymnasium, 17-10 Eagles as Nielsen sends the serve over. Eagle Grove pinballs the ball around, and Pamperin will have to just free ball it over. Hoagland will set it up for Bartolo, flying in, tries to drop the hammer, and she does. Emmy Bartolo is trying to drag Bishop Garrigan back into this one. A beautiful set, very high on the near side for Bartolo. Let her set up fully for that one, and it's 17-11. Golden Bears have gotten some good runs when Rakai Nielsen's been serving. Sends it into the back row. Eagle Grove sends a ceiling ball up there. Pinballs around. That's going to throw their attack off. And Pamperin will just have to lob it over the net. Oh, but Eastman didn't get a good pass off that time. Put it into the net. And nothing Bartolo could do with that. Bishop Garrigan cannot take advantage of the Eagle Grove free ball. And it's 18-11 Eagles. Caitlin Christopher to serve. His pivotal third set as Eagle Grove tries to take a 2-1 lead over Bishop Garrigan. Looking for their first win over the Golden Bears since October 11th of 2012. Service offered up to Eastman, who makes the first touch. Hoagland will get it back to Eastman, who had to scramble forward to play that ball over. Ball is set up for Schild. Schild wipes it off the block attempt of Danker, and it drops on the Garrigan side. Lenning with the assist, Schild with the kill, and it's 19-11 Eagle Grove. They just will not let Bishop Garrigan have the momentum for long here in set number 3. Christopher serves near side of the court. Berkey reacted late, but got the ball to Bartolo, and it's pushed across by Hoagland, and a point for Eagle Grove. That is 2 touches on Alyssa Hoagland. 20-11 Eagle Grove. Well, you would hate to see Bishop Garrigan go down 2-1 here if you're a Golden Bear fan, but the Golden Bears are going to be more than ready to flush this third set and start fresh here in set number 4. As Christopher sends a twisting serve near side. That ball may have been heading out, but Berkey played it, and Bartolo will push it across, and Bartolo will drop it in. The ball lands on that painted Eagle Grove logo on the Eagle side of the court, and it's 20-12. Bishop Garrigan down by 8 right now. Danker will serve. Danker jump serves. It just trickles over the net off the deflection, and the free ball is returned over by Schild. Bump set near side for Bartolo. Bartolo throws a knuckleball over the net. Cross-court attack drops in. 20-13. Down to a 7-point margin. Emmy Bartolo just delivering all kinds of great attacks. Some fastballs, some changeups, some knuckleballs, all from the left side of the court. And it's 20-13 right now as Danker brings the serve over to the Eagle Grove side. That one is a fastball, but it's played by the Eagles as Schild puts the ball down the line back to Danker. Up front to Hoagland. Here's Bartolo flying it again. She hammers. Ball's near the net. Hoagland tips it back over, and there's a Bishop Garrigan point. Hoagland and Schild played hot potato there for a second, and the ball will be off of Schild. It's 20-14. Garrigan down by 6 now. Can they get back into this? Danker sends it over. Sent up in the air by Morgan. Lenning will set it up for Schild. Schild hammers. Blocked by the Golden Bears. Take us to the big-time stuff, and it's 20-15. And Bishop Garrigan says, hold on, this third set may not be quite over yet. For the first time in this set, we've seen some serious momentum for the Golden Bears as Danker's coming in, flying on the serve. Just a bit too strong. Missed out beyond the baseline. She served aggressively there, and that will be a big point for Eagle Grove to go back up by 6, 21-15. Can Bishop Garrigan score 10 points before Eagle Grove scores 4? That's going to be tough, but not impossible. The sophomore Lenning is getting ready to serve. As Schild went running across the court for Eagle Grove, looking for some tape. We're going to have a little stoppage here in the court. All right, so there's a spot on the court right now. There's one of those metal openings or metal grates that appears to have been dislodged. So they are trying to put some tape over that and get it back down on the court. You never know what you might see on a given night when you come to the Grove, ladies and gents. Now, the reason that's on the court, I believe, or at least I would assume that is for JV volleyball when there's two nets set up at the same time and you have to put the net sideways from where it is now. But they covered that up with tape and we are back ready to go. Bartolo on the attack, puts it into the Eagle Grove back row. 21-15 Eagles right now. The right-hander by Pamperin goes into the net. Pamperin cannot get it over on the third Eagle Grove touch. And it is 21-16 as the margin right now, -5 for Bishop Garrigan, but they are trying to roar back into it here in the third set. Bartolo rockets the serve over. Set is high in the air for Schild. Schild wipes it off the block attempt again. Another kill in the front row for Schild, the 5'10 senior of Eagle Grove, and it's 22-16. Chloe Schultz will be called upon to serve for the Eagles. 3 points away from a 2-1 lead over the Golden Bears. Schild, a knuckleballing serve. Finds Berkey on the Garrigan side. Here's the Hoagland set for Tegas. Oh my goodness, Madeline Tegas. Wow, that was the big kill Tegas was looking for. She did not hold anything back on that right-handed swing, just crushing that ball off a poor Eagle Grove front row defender and getting the Bishop Garrigan kill. Have a little mercy on that ball, Madeline Tegas. That ball is dented after that attack. Schild will send the ball over the net, and Schild misses out of bounds on the Eagle Grove attack. 22-18, it's 4 points right now. Closest Bishop Garrigan's been in a while. Eagle Grove had the big lead, but Garrigan has whittled away as Hoagland serves. Ball's up in the front row, attacked by Schild, and Schild finds a soft spot in front of Hoagland. She made a good diving attempt, but could not dig it out. 23-18 Eagles, 2 points away, trying to hold off the charging Golden Bears in set number 3. Schild into the back row to Berkey. Hoagland sets it up for Peterson. Peterson hammers it off the block. Kept alive by the Eagles. Morgan over to Pamperin. Floats it over the net to Bartolo. Here's Peterson on the backside. Right-handed attack by the Golden Bears. Doesn't go down, but the Eagles will overpass it. And Morgan cannot fish that ball out of the net. 23-19. Bishop Garrigan back to within 4 right now of Kate Berkey serving. Pressure-packed moments for the sophomore. Berkey punches that serve over the net. Morgan the bump set in the front row. Pamperin tries to bring down the attack. Can't put it down. Berkey overpasses though. The hammer by Eagle Grove goes down as Pamperin deflects it at the net. It lands on the paint along the far sideline, and Eagle Grove has set point against the Golden Bears, 24-19. 1 point away from a 2-1 lead. Now remember, Eagle Grove had a 24-21 lead in the first set. They could not put the Golden Bears away initially. We went all the way to 28-26 in that first set before Eagle Grove won, so it's not always a gimme. Here's the serve, received by Eastman. She'll find Hoagland. Bump sets near side for Danker, who pushes it into the middle of the Eagle defense. Floated back over the net, and 2 touches are called. 2 touches against Lenning, who tried to put that over on the second contact. And it's 24-20 right now. Bishop Garrigan's been charging hard, but do they have enough gas in the tank to get back into this? They will need 4 points in a row to tie this one. Sent over by Eastman on the serve. Schild makes the first touch. Morgan over to Lenning. Free ball back to the Bishop Garrigan side. A miscommunication by the Golden Bears. Eastman and Berkey run into each other in the back row. They both go for the ball. It goes out of bounds, and Eagle Grove wins the third set. Eagles are 1 win away from beating Bishop Garrigan for the first time since the 2012 season. They'll try to do it in set number 4 coming up next after this on KLGZ and the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
Thank you to those sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
AK's Chrome Kitchen, when you come in, your family.
Algona Frame and Auto Body, we meet by accident.
Algona Livestock Sales every Monday.
Weikert Realty, the 515 agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush beats a full house.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty, trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
All sponsors of this game's broadcast.
More sports club members.
Kimco Tires, they're all you need to know about tires and service.
PMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Soy City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy service.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill for wicked good food, drinks, and service. You gotta go to Reeves.
West Bend Ford, meeting your service, new and used vehicle needs.
Algona Pizza Ranch, there's so much to love.
Trend Salon, your complete family hair salon. It's all about you.
Sports club members bringing you this game.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
Set number 4 action here on Home Country Radio, KLGZ, and the Algona Radio YouTube stream, as our radio stream is presented in part by Algona Municipal Utilities, PMC Advantage Insurance Services, Algona Frame and Auto Body, Iowa State Bank, Chemna Auto Center, and Electronic Specialties. Well, Bishop Garrigan's backs are against the wall now. They are down 2-1 against Eagle Grove as Lenning whistles the serve over the net. Set number 4 is underway. Eastman returns the ball to the Eagle Grove side. Pamperin pops it up in the air to Lenning. Set in the middle for Edwards. Edwards attacks, but well too strong out beyond the baseline. The ball was not touched by anyone in Bishop Garrigan front row as the Golden Bears take the 1-0 lead. To recap tonight, Eagle Grove won a hard-fought first set, 28-26. That may be one Bishop Garrigan looks back on it for regret if they can't rally here. Bartolo serves to Pamperin. She'll overpass the ball, and it is kicked out of bounds by Eagle Grove. Grayson Eastman blocked that overpass straight down, and I believe that was Lenning. One of the Eagle Grove players kicked that ball out of bounds, and it's 2-0 in favor of the Golden Bears. After that first set loss, as Bartolo serves back row, it's straight up into the air as Pamperin will look up front to Schild. Schild free ball back to the Golden Bears. Berkey passes to Hoagland, looks near side to Eastman, attack from the left side, and Eastman finds the zone in the back row in between two defenders to make it 3-0. The Golden Bears would control the second set, winning 25-9 and tie this thing up at 1 apiece. But in the third set, Eagle Grove got too far ahead of Bishop Garrigan early, winning at 25-20 as a late rally by the Golden Bears came up short. And an early timeout called for here in the fourth set, that is. So early timeout is called here as Eagle Grove doesn't want to let this thing get too far away after having the momentum in set number 3. But each of the 3 sets so far tonight, they've all looked a little bit distinct. First set was kind of back and forth. Neither team really had much of an edge. Eagle Grove eventually got up 24-21. Garrigan fought back. They went up 25-24, but then Garrigan couldn't put it away. Eventually the Eagles would win it 28-26. Set 2 was just all Bishop Garrigan. They never really let up off the gas pedal at any point. Total control of the second set. Then third set, Bishop Garrigan just very sluggish to start. Eagle Grove looking good. Eventually Garrigan played a lot better late, but came up short as Schild's attack is off the Tigas' hands. It shoots out of bounds, and Eagle Grove has their first point here in the fourth set. 3-1 in favor of Bishop Garrigan, trying to knot this thing up at 2 sets apiece, but it's looked like a totally different night each of the 3 sets. The momentum for one team in one set has not carried over to the next set. It's been almost unrecognizable set to set, adjustments being made one way and the other. As Schultz serves out of bounds, 4-1 Bishop Garrigan. Just kind of a topsy-turvy, top of Iowa West kind of night. Hoagland serves for Bishop Garrigan. Here's the set for Schild. Schild tries to hammer it down, but Hoagland there for the dig for Bishop Garrigan, and then Tagus and Eastman end up in the same spot after that Hoagland first touch, and the ball drops right in front of them as it's make that 4-2 now. Bishop Garrigan on top of the fourth set. We did see that start to come into play late in set 3. Some miscommunication, some players running into each other on the Garrigan side. That's got to be cleaned up here if Bishop Garrigan wants to come back to win this one tonight. As Peterson attacks from the left side, and Jenna Peterson puts that down. It's off the hands of Schild in the back corner, and it's 5-3 Golden Bears. Bishop Garrigan's libero, Kate Berkey, over to serve right now. Part of this big sophomore class for the Golden Bears. Schultz up to Morgan, flying in for the attack is Pamperin, but she had it blocked right back in her lap. Golden Bears with the stuff, and it's 6-2 Bishop Garrigan in this fourth set. Start of a big week here for the Golden Bears. Homecoming festivities all around. Something that all sports coaches have a love-hate relationship with. But a fun week for all the students as the ball is floated over the top by Lenning for Eagle Grove. In the middle, it's Danker, tries to bring home the hammer, but Eagle Grove is able to pop the ball up in there and keep it alive. Lenning whistles that ball into the back row to Bartolo. Now here's Eastman flying in for the attack, and Eastman putting it down. 7-2 Bishop Garrigan. They're trying to make this fourth set much like the second set was, where they get the lead early, and then they run away and hide from Eagle Grove, not letting the Eagles work back into it. Berkey arcs this one over the net. Initial contact made by Pamperin. She'll find Morgan. Pamperin right back to her, puts it over. Bump set by Peterson, looking for Eastman from 10 feet out. Eastman puts it into the back row of the Eagle Grove defense to Schultz. Now here's Morgan, big hammer from the right side. Sent right back to her by Bishop Garrigan. Now Pamperin will attack, and Pamperin got that ball to stick on the Garrigan side. Peterson and Danker went to block it, but the ball would stay on the Bishop Garrigan side as it's an Eagle Grove point to make it 7-3. We've talked a lot about the top of Iowa West and just how wide open things are in the conference this year, and it seems like the middle of the conference. Lake Mills may be tough to beat this year, but once you get past Lake Mills, there's a lot of teams that you could shake up and put in those 2 through 5 spots in the conference. And we've got some movement here on Eagle Grove, I believe, as the serve was coming in. So Eagle Grove getting called. They were moving at the time of the serve, and it's 8-3 in favor of Bishop Garrigan. Sent over the net by Eastman on the serve. Schultz makes initial contact for Eagle Grove. Morgan over to Lenning. Lenning right-handed back to the Garrigan side. Golden Bears will overpass it. Hood will left-hand it back to the Garrigan side. Here's Danker in the middle, and Danker will misfire on that one in the net. A point for the Eagles, who are down 8-4 right now in set number 4. But Eagle Grove, as many people know, they're not going to be in the top of Iowa West for long. They will return to their roots and go back to the North Central Conference very soon, next school year. That's when the Eagle Grove Eagles, Forest City Indians, and Garner-Hayford Ventura Cardinals will venture over to the NCC. Serve sent out of bounds here by Eagle Grove for an error to make it 9-4 Bishop Garrigan. So it'll be interesting to see what does the top of Iowa West do. I would imagine there will be some divisional realignment. Maybe a top of Iowa East team comes over to the West Division, or maybe a new team joins the conference. We'll have to wait and see on that. Edwards attacks down the line for Eagle Grove, and Edwards finds the corner. Beautiful set that time for the Eagles, and Edwards did not try to do too much, just placed that ball perfectly to make it 9-5. Eagles down by 4. The North Central Conference, meanwhile, is going to split into 2 divisions. They will be up to 12 schools, so they'll split into a big school division and a small school division. So conference realignment isn't just for college football, folks. It's for high school sports as well. Hoagland will short set it for Danker. Danker guides that ball over the net, and that ball is in. Beautiful touch by Danker for the Golden Bears, and it's 10-5 Bishop Garrigan in set number 4. Golden Bears down 2-1, trying to tie this thing up in Eagle Grove. Danker on the jump serve, sends a rocket through the back row, off the hands of Maya Morgan for a Bishop Garrigan ace. 11-5 Golden Bears. Serving's a lot like pitching in baseball or softball. You don't want to just serve at one velocity. You want to be able to change speeds a little bit, keep the defense off balance. Speed it up sometimes, slow it down sometimes. Sometimes you serve those high arcing serves, sometimes you serve a little bit low as Danker serves another ace. She got Pamperin turned sideways that time for Eagle Grove. Ball went off her hands, way out of bounds, off that baseline wall, and it's 12-5 Bishop Garrigan. Some good serving being done by Danker right now. Danker serves a little low that time, tried to get the deflection over the net, but that one hit the tape and stayed on the Bishop Garrigan side. 12-6, Golden Bears still doubling up Eagle Grove in set number 4. Down 2-1 right now. Both of these teams trying to avoid taking their second conference loss of the season as Lenning serves an error right back the other way. Lenning serve is right into the net, and it's 13-7 Bishop Garrigan. They will work things over to Emmy Bartolo now. Bartolo serves near side of the court. Pamperin guides the ball back into the middle, and everything just out of sync for Eagle Grove. They're going to run out of touches here. Shield on that second touch. Put the ball way out of bounds. Morgan had to go try to rescue it, but could not get the ball over the net on that third touch, and it's 14-6 Bishop Garrigan. This set looking a lot like set number 2 right now as Bartolo serves a little short that time. Diving save in the back row of the Eagles defense, and now Morgan plays the free ball over. Bartolo to Hoagland, taps it over on second contact, and Hoagland drops it down right on the logo to make it 15-6 Bishop Garrigan. And a timeout called by Eagle Grove. 15-6 Golden Bears. Back to Eagle Grove after this message on KLGZ and the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
More sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown Home Country Radio.
Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants where everyone counts.
Holmes Animal Clinic. Animals large and small, they love them all.
Hy-Vee, use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fill your car.
J&J Custom Meats, continuing the traditions in Whittemore.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for healthcare.
Lichter's Garage Door Service, a reputation you can trust. Call 515-295-5988.
Blusher's Family Dentistry, serving families since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Bishop Garrigan in control of set number 4, up 15-6 over Eagle Grove. Golden Bears must win this 4th set to force a 5th as Bartolo serves near side of the court. That is near the boundary, but it is just out of bounds. That will make it a 15-7 score as Eagle Grove trails here in this 4th set. If you're just tuning in, Eagles took the first set 28-26 over the Golden Bears. Bishop Garrigan rolled in set number 2, 25-9. It was the Eagles striking back in the third set, 25-20, and Bishop Garrigan in the 4th right now, up 15-7. Schultz sends the serve over to Berkey. Hoagland sets behind her back to Tegas. Tegas try to put it down, but Eagle Grove pinballs the ball over the net and drops it on the Garrigan side. A fortuitous bounce for the Eagles. They'll get the point and make it 15-8. Madeline Tegas was inches away from finishing off that play, but the Eagles miraculously saved that ball. Schultz again. Knuckleball serve to Bartolo, who goes to her knees. Set in the middle by Hoagland. She'll find Tegas, and she leaves no doubt on that attack. Madeline Tegas was not going to let that one go unfinished, and it's 16-8. Bishop Garrigan on top. And now Hoagland will serve. Alyssa Hoagland and Rakaya Nielsen, those two have had some great moments both serving tonight. They have served during Bishop Garrigan's longest runs of the evening, as Schild will set that ball over the net, but Bishop Garrigan cannot take advantage as Peterson got a little overzealous on that swing. I believe that was Peterson. First she touched the net and then the ball went out of bounds anyways, as it's 16-9. Schild is now serving for Eagle Grove. The right-hander puts it into the back row to Berkey. Hoagland gets it middle to Eastman. Eastman right hands it over to the near side of the court. Ball's deflected by Lenning. Now bumped over the net by Hood into the back row. Or by Hoop, that is. And now Golden Bears will push it back the other direction to Eagle Grove. Here's a big right-handed attack by Pamperin. Golden Bears pop the ball up into the ceiling. Hoagland looking for Eastman. She'll push it back across. Now Morgan will dump it over on second contact for the Eagles. Hoagland sets middle for Tegas. Tegas spins that ball off the Eagle Grove block attempt of Pamperin, and she'll put it in. 17-9 in favor of Bishop Garrigan. Madeline Tegas having some big moments here in set number 4, and she'll be heading to the Garrigan Pine here as the Golden Bears rotate. Into the front row is Danker. Now Berkey serves near side to Schild. Morgan sends it over to Lenning. Lenning taps it across the net to Hoagland. Peterson sets in the middle to Danker. Danker hits it into the middle of the Eagle Grove defense, and two players run into each other. It was Lenning and Schultz colliding that time. Lenning made the first touch, then she tried to run away and get out of the way, but as she was running to get out of the way, she actually ran directly into the path where Schultz was trying to go, as Bishop Garrigan gets a gift point. Schultz digs the serve in the back row. Here's a big attack by Pamperin. Diving save by Berkey. Bartolo finds Eastman, who will push it back across. Now Morgan setting it in the middle. Left-handed attack by Hoop. Dug by Bartolo in the back row. Now here's Eastman. Eastman drills it off the block. Graceland Eastman is the point. 19-9 Bishop Garrigan. Big left-sided attack there for Graceland Eastman, who did a great job of staying out of the net. With that set very close to the net, and the momentum Eastman flew in. It would have been very easy to have a net violation there. Golden Bears up by 10 as it's poked over the net on second contact by Morgan as she caught the Bishop Garrigan defense off guard. Big point there for Maya Morgan, 19-10. That's the Golden Bear lead right now in the 4th set. Trying to force a decisive 5th set against Eagle Grove. Eagles trying for a big late rally here in set 4 against the Golden Bears. But much like the second set, not a lot of momentum yet. Serve is over the net by Eagle Grove. Here's the Danker attack, and Danker brings down the hammer. Off the set by Alyssa Hoagland, and it's 20-10 Bishop Garrigan as the Golden Bears don't let Eagle Grove hang onto the ball for long. It's now the junior Graceland Eastman to serve. Eastman hammers the ball on the hardwood a couple of times. Right hands it over the net. Schultz makes the first touch. She'll find Morgan. Now it is Pamperin. She got underneath that ball and guided it out of bounds. Pamperin didn't have a great angle of attack there, and it's 21-10 in favor of Bishop Garrigan. Eastman serves into the back row, shield up front to Morgan. Morgan taps it over on second contact. Right there's Bartolo. Hoagland to Peterson. Peterson too strong past the back row. Golden Bears are signaling that the ball was tipped. The officials will now change their call. They say it was tipped. 22-10 Bishop Garrigan, much to the dismay of the student section down beneath us. Yeah, the officials, they have been hearing it a little bit tonight from Garrigan on a few of the calls, but that time they conferred and ultimately overturned the calls. Eastman serves, and it is into the back row. It drops in for a point. Schild got caught looking that time. Schild and Schultz both thought that ball might be heading out of bounds, so they backed off, and then when they realized it wasn't going out, tried to react at the last minute. 23-10 Golden Bears. Eastman sends the serve back row to Schild. Morgan up front, poked over by Hoop. Played by Berkey, now Bartolo. She'll bring down a big attack. Was it tipped? Yes, it was. It was tipped at the net. It's a kill for Emmy Bartolo, and it's 24-10. That's one of those hits that we have to wait a second because it lands out of bounds, but they do say Eagle Grove deflected it, and it's set point for the Golden Bears, who have taken apart the Eagles here in the fourth set. Eastman serves into the back row, Schild up front, looking for Morgan. Now she'll find Pamperin. Pamperin will attack, and she'll bring it down. Eagle Grove point. They'll at least get the serve back. Down 24-11 right now. But staring down a set number 5 from Eagle Grove High School, barring a miracle. Service sent over on the line to Berkey, who got turned sideways. Got the ball to Eastman, now front to Danker. Got run into by Bartolo, but Golden Bears fortunate to get the ball back to the Eagle Grove side. Pamperin attacks, Golden Bears block it, and it's a Bishop Garrigan point. That ball did just stay in play off the block. Danker playing the defense for Bishop Garrigan, and the Golden Bears force a fifth set. It's 25-11, and it all comes down to this. We'll be back next from Eagle Grove and on KLGZ Home Country Radio.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass for all your glass needs. Think American.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona tree service.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beisch and Daniel Foth.
Ed Service Station, service you can trust.
Glenn's Green Thumb, from a small seed, something beautiful will grow.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college.
Sports club members bringing you this game.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Some of the most significant power outages in recent years have been caused by extreme cold weather and severe storms. Whether it's snow, ice, or extreme wind, don't be caught in the dark. At Murphy Farm Services, our top-of-the-line Generac or Cummins generators will automatically power your home in the event of a power loss. Already have a standby generator? Call us today to get on our preventative maintenance list to ensure your machine is running at its maximum efficiency. Contact your local certified ag, electrical, and generator sales and service dealer. Murphy Farm Services, delivering the power you need when you need it.
We welcome you back here on Home Country Radio KLGZ and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream. We are on to set number 5 between Bishop Garrigan and Eagle Grove, as our video stream is presented in part by Algona Municipal Utilities, PMC Advantage Insurance Services, Algona Frame and Auto Body, Iowa State Bank, Chemna Auto Center, and Electronic Specialties. Bishop Garrigan serves to start things off as Danker will send it right to left on the radio dial, and we're underway in the 5th set, and Danker serves up with ace off the hands of Pamperin, and Bishop Garrigan goes up 1-0. Remember, set number 5, we are only going to 15, so you get that early advantage, and it's a lot harder to get out of the deficit if you're the team that falls behind. So first handful of points here are going to be important for Bishop Garrigan to set the tone. Teams alternating sets so far tonight. Serve aimed towards the back corner, but it is out of bounds. So Danker giveth and Danker taketh away on the 2 serves, and we are tied at 1 in set number 5. Eagle Grove will start things off with their sophomore, Ellie Lenning. Lenning on the approach, serves a little bit low. Bartolo makes the first touch for Bishop Garrigan. Hogan back to Bartolo. She'll fly in for the attack, and Bartolo will hammer that one down off the hands of Edwards. It's a Bishop Garrigan point, and it's 2-1. These teams went to 5 last year. Golden Bears ultimately prevailing in the 5th set, 15-10, to pick up their 18th straight win against Eagle Grove. Here's the set for the Eagles. Attack in the middle by Shield, and Shield hammers at home. A lot of traffic up front for the Golden Bears. Not a lot going on the back row there, and Shield saw the opening to tie this at 2. Eagle Grove trying for their first win against the Golden Bears since October 11th of 2012. Back before either of these teams was in the top of Iowa West Conference. Of course, 2 old NCC members, North Central Conference. Berkey to Hoagland. Now here is Eastman. Eastman guides that one over, and a diving save by Shield for Eagle Grove, and left-handed over by Hoop for the Eagles. Hoagland finds Eastman for the Bears, down the line, played up in the air by Lenning. Morgan gets it over to Shield, who 3-balls it over to Bartolo. Hoagland a bump set near side to Eastman. Eastman, right-handed attack, got underneath it, out of bounds, 3-2 Eagle Grove. Eagle Grove a narrow win in set number 1. Garrigan a dominant win in set 2. Eagles win it in set 3 by 5, and then Garrigan controls set 4. And here we are in the 5th set. Here's an Eastman attack. Blocked right back to her by Eagle Grove. Maya Morgan in that front row. 4-2 Eagles. Big couple of points coming here for the Golden Bears. Needless to say, you don't want to get a whole lot further behind than 2 or 3 with the narrow margin in set 5. Here is Schultz. She'll send it over. Nielsen a little trouble in the back row. Saved by Hoagland. And the free ball played over by Berkey. Garrigan nearly coughed up a point there. Morgan in the middle of the hoop. She'll push it back across. Berkey passes to Hoagland. Taps it over on second contact. Right there's Lenning for the Eagles. Sends it into the Garrigan corner. And there's a Eagle Grove point. Maya Morgan snuck that one over. Saw the vacated corner. And a timeout called by Bishop Garrigan. Golden Bears down 5-2 in set number 5. Back after this on KLGZ and the Alberta Radio YouTube stream.
Sponsors of this game broadcast.
Stroman Dental, giving you something to smile about.
Ruhnke Brothers. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
TAFE Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Tangle Salon for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Tom Eichen Sales, your store in the country, carrying steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
Ulrich Construction. Let them do the work.
Water Connection. From softeners to bottled water and service, call 295-SOFT.
As we return to Eagle Grove, 5-2 Eagles in the decisive 5th set. Serve is over to Eastman on the Garrigan side. Hoagland sets it in the middle for Tagus. Tagus taps it over the net with 2 hands. Sent back by Eagle Grove as Bartolo defends in the back row. Eastman returns the ball to the Eagle Grove side. Deflected at the net. Eagles scramble to keep it alive, and they do with the free ball over by Shield. Hoagland in the middle of Tagus. Tagus tries to drop the hammer but can't put it down. And this will be a Bishop Garrigan point. On the set attempt, Lenning tried to stay out of the net, but as she was doing that, she gets called for the lift, and it's 5-3 as the Golden Bears get a very important point right there. No such thing as a free win when you visit the Grove, ladies and gents. And the Golden Bears are trying to scrap and claw their way here in the 5th set. Trying to come back from an early 5-2 deficit. They're down 5-3 right now. Ball in the back row to Bartolo. Up front to Hoagland. Stays out of the net. Finds Tagus. Tagus leans back and hammers. Dug in the back row by Pamperin for Eagle Grove. And pushed across by Lenning. Bartolo, a huge save for the Golden Bears with the lunge. And the ball played over by Berkey, but it lands out of bounds. Initial save by Bartolo, but Berkey could not keep that one in play. And it's 6-3 Eagle Grove. Shield, who's had a big night for the Eagles, the 5'10 senior, standing in the middle of the court right now to serve. Some more critical points upcoming as these two teams race to 15. Shield end over end serve. Bartolo got the good pass in front to Hoagland. Looks near side to Peterson. Ball sent right back to the Garrigan side as Eastman's right there. Eastman coming in. Eastman flies down for the attack. Eastman really leveraged that one and hammers it into the back row to make it 6-4. Golden Bears down by 2 in set 5. Golden Bears 2-5 on the season. Eagle Grove 4-6. Eagles trying for their first 5-win season since 2014. End over end serve. It's deflected the wrong way by Shield. And the Eagles will settle for the free ball over the net, but it actually lands out of bounds. Hood put a little too much juice on that one. or Hoop put a little too much juice on that one, and it's 6-5 as Garrigan is now down by 1. They've been down by 3 twice in this 5th set. Berkey sends a serve over. Schultz makes first contact in the back row. Attacked by Pamper and won't go down. Now the Golden Bears can set up Eastman. Eastman will guide that ball down for a kill. Brand new 5th set. We are tied at 6. Some good directional hitting by Graceland Eastman, and a brand new 5th set here in Eagle Grove. Berkey sends a twisting serve over to Pamperin on the far side. Ball's returned to Pamperin, who bumps it over back to Bishop Garrigan. Hogan looks in the middle to Danker. Danker floats it out over the top. A diving save by Eagle Grove for Lenning, playing some great defense tonight. Golden Bears try again. Here's Eastman. Eastman drops in for another kill. 7-6 Bishop Garrigan. But they happy to have Graceland Eastman down there tonight. Golden Bears up by 1. In this back and forth 5th set. Eagle Grove student section down to our left, trying to urge on the Eagles to their first win over Bishop Garrigan since 2012. Serve is over the net. Ball sent over by Hoop. Saved by Bartolo in the back row. Now it's Peterson. Peterson can't put it down as Schultz digs the ball for the Eagles. Hoop left hands it over to Bartolo. Now it is Hoagland looking near the net, and that's a tweener ball that will stay on the Bishop Garrigan side to tie it at 7. Graceland Eastman got caught in between there up front, and rightfully so, because that ball was just very close to the net. She thought it might go over, but if she went for that, it was probably going to be a net violation anyway, so you've got to keep that ball a little bit further out from the net if you're the Golden Bears and give your attackers a chance. Tied at 7. Eastman up to Hoagland, looking near side for Danker. Danker, right-handed attack, won't go down as Schultz digs in the back row. And free ball played over by Pamperin. Hoagland sets it up near side for Eastman. Eastman tries to drill it down. Schultz in the back row, punched over by Lenning, returned by Danker, but that's going to be 2 touches. What an athletic play that time by Lenning. Was able to control that overpass and somehow guided across to Danker, who got caught off guard by when that ball was coming across. Gets called for the 2 hits, and it's 8-7 Eagles. Home team on top here in set number 5. Hoagland in the middle to Peterson. Peterson right hands it over the net and puts it down right in the middle of the Eagle Grove defense to tie it at 8. Nothing decided yet here in set number 5 as we're coming down to the final few points. First one to 15 as we're locked up at 8 apiece. Eastman arcs the serve over the net. Schultz finds Morgan up front. It's Pamperin floating it over, but I think Pamperin lifted that ball, and she did. Pamperin got caught at an odd angle that time, trying to turn the body and hit it over, and gets called for the lift. 9-8 Bishop Garrigan. Eastman offers a serve towards the back corner. First touch made by Lenning. Shield now back to Lenning, pushes it across to the Golden Bears. Hoagland sets it aside for Bartolo. Bartolo tries to drop down the hammer. Eagle Grove trying to fish the ball out of the net, and it'll be a Bishop Garrigan point. Another lift called against Eagle Grove. Golden Bears are applying the pressure now in set 5. 10-8 Golden Bears, 5 points away from a win. Eastman sends it over. Here's Morgan putting it over on second contact. Hoagland sets for Bartolo. She'll tap it over, and it drops in! It drops in for Emmy Bartolo. 11-8 Golden Bears. She went with a soft touch that time instead of the big kill shot. Eagle Grove went for the block, but they did not time it right. Well judged by Emmy Bartolo. 11-8 Bishop Garrigan, their biggest lead in set 5. Served by Eastman. The touch by Schild. The ball sent over by Pamperin on the attack. Golden Bears try to keep it alive. It's punched back over, but it is punched out of bounds. Valiant attempt to keep that ball alive, but ultimately Eagle Grove gets a well-earned point right there to make it 11-9. Pamperin has taken some huge swings for Eagle Grove. It's not always on target, but when she keeps it on target, it is tough to return. Service taken in by Berkey. To Hoagland up front, Bartolo flies in, aims towards the back row. Schild will bump it over to Pamperin, who sends the ball down the line, and Garrigan lets it go out of bounds. 12-9 Golden Bears. The whole Golden Bear bench was screaming at Eastman, let it go, let it go, let it go, and the message was received. That's good communication for the Golden Bears, and it's 12-9 as Rakai Nielsen will serve. Nielsen has given Eagle Grove all sorts of issues tonight. We'll see if that continues, and it does! It does with an ace! Nielsen served it short, and nobody could get out from the back row to get to that ball. It's 13-9 Bishop Garrigan trying to lock down this 5th set and lock up a win here in Eagle Grove as they are 2 points away. Nielsen sends a knuckleball over the net. Trouble again. Ball's passed into the net, and it's another ace. Nielsen has bedeviled Eagle Grove tonight, and it's set point, match point for the Golden Bears, trying to escape from Eagle Grove for the win. Nielsen to try to end it. Nielsen sends it over. Ball's dug this time by Pamperin. Here's the set for Pamperin. Pamperin attacks, and this one's going to go down. Eastman dove in the back row and made contact with the ball, shot out of bounds. It was Pamperin to Lenning, back to Pamperin for the kill, and the Eagles stay alive at 14-10. Not an unmanageable deficit, but a lot of pressure here on Christopher, who is serving right now. Christopher serves left to right on the radio dial. She'll send it over end over end. Berkey pops it up in the back row. Eastman avoids Berkey, got it to Bartolo. She'll float it over. Lenning to Edwards, back to Lenning. Lenning can't put it down as Nielsen's right there. Here's Bartolo to try to end it, but she cannot end it. It's a point for Eagle Grove as Bishop Garrigan never got that ball over within the 3 hits. Bartolo's attack too low of a trajectory, and it's 14-11. Eagle Grove has fended off back-to-back points. That could have ended it for Bishop Garrigan. It's 14-11 now. Oh, it's a low service into the net. It's into the net. A service error by Christopher, and Bishop Garrigan survives. 15-11 the final score in set number 5. And the Golden Bears somehow, some way get it done in Eagle Grove. A heartbreaker for the Eagles, and Bishop Garrigan will pick up win number 19 in a row over the Eagle Grove Eagles as the drought for Eagle Grove continues dating back to 2012. Golden Bears hang on tonight by a thread. Final of the night, Eagle Grove wins the first set 28-26. Golden Bears win the second 25-9. It was Eagle Grove winning the third 25-10. Then the Golden Bears take the last two 25-11 and 15-11. We'll take a quick timeout and wrap it up after this on KLGZ and the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
You ever get that feeling that like something's missing? I just can't put my finger on it. Is there some sort of parade? No, it couldn't be. Did I just hear people cheering? Bingo night must be getting rowdy tonight. Wait a second. That's high school football on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Join us this week as Algona faces Forest City on KLGA and Bishop Garrigan faces North Iowa on KLGZ. And we will wrap things up tonight from Eagle Grove High School where the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears win it by the skin of their teeth. They take it in 5 sets tonight over the Eagle Grove Eagles. With the win, Bishop Garrigan boosts their record to 3-5 on the year. They are now 2-1 in top of Iowa West play. The 3-game win streak for Eagle Grove, they had beaten Peyton Tredan, Belmont Clemmy, and West Hancock in succession, but the Eagles, that 3-game win streak comes to an end as they drop to 4-7 overall, now 2-2 in top of Iowa West play. Well, it was a tough one tonight for both teams as it seemed like the momentum never stayed on one side for long. Each set was a little bit different in the way it played out, and ultimately Bishop Garrigan comes out to win back-to-back sets, number 4 and number 5, to take it here tonight in Eagle Grove. Boy, and that, especially that 4th set, the way Bishop Garrigan came out and controlled set 4 to win it 25-11, that was big. I mean, Eagles, they were up 2-1 after 3 sets. Crowd is starting to get into it a little bit, and you felt those early points to set 4 would really set the tone. If Eagle Grove got that early lead in the 4th set, it might be tough for Bishop Garrigan to get back into it and get that momentum back. But once the Golden Bears settled in that 4th set, they played a lot better, won that one 25-11. Then in the 5th set, kind of a feeling out process. Bishop Garrigan got down early. They were down by 3 a couple of times in set 5, but they got on a nice run there. And boy, Rakaya Nielsen for Bishop Garrigan, what a weapon to have her serving. She really gave Eagle Grove a hard time tonight. Serves are well positioned, but it's the combination of the positioning of the serves and the velocity with which she serves as well. It's a good way that she can balance both. A few aces tonight, and even the balls that weren't necessarily aces, Eagle Grove still had a lot of trouble getting into their offense off the Nielsen serves. So appropriately, she is able to finish it off tonight with her serves against Eagle Grove as she got Bishop Garrigan up to that 14-point mark. Eagle Grove did get the serve back at the very end, but ultimately a service error would end it tonight. I'll say this, though, this is a little bit of a tougher Eagle Grove team than in the past, certainly. Of course, they come up short tonight of their 5th win of the season, but they've been making some small steps forward. They were very competitive tonight with Bishop Garrigan, and they are one win away from matching their highest win total since the 2014 season. So again, it's a program that is looking to make incremental steps forward and try to be more competitive in the top of Iowa West as they will play their final year in the conference this year before eventually heading over to the North Central. But it does look like a better Eagle Grove team. But again, sometimes with young teams, you just don't quite know how to finish off matches quite yet. And I believe that may be the case for Eagle Grove. So they don't finish it off tonight, but in any case, they are still off to a better start this season than maybe some seasons past. So they don't win it tonight, but certainly you can see the steps forward that they've been able to take throughout time. Coming up, Bishop Garrigan will take on Garner Hayfield Ventura on Thursday, so they will return home for that one. Boy, big match of the Cardinals coming up because, like I mentioned earlier, Garner Hayfield Ventura upset Forest City earlier this season. Cardinals are off to a 5-2 start to the season, 3-1 in the top of Iowa West. Could they potentially challenge Lake Mills for the conference title or Forest City? So Bishop Garrigan has a chance to make a statement if they're able to beat Garner on Thursday, but we'll see how that one ends up playing out. Meanwhile, for Eagle Grove, their next match, that is going to be against St. Edmund as they will welcome the Gales here to the Eagle Grove High School Gymnasium coming up next week. So that's what's coming up for both of these teams. Meanwhile, for us, we'll remind you folks that homecoming football is coming up on Friday night as Bishop Garrigan takes on North Iowa on KLGZ 98.5 FM at AM 1600 in the homecoming game. Our pregame coverage gets underway at 6 o'clock. Got to give one final thank you to all our sports club members making this broadcast possible and all our video streaming sponsors as well. Those video streaming sponsors include Algona Municipal Utilities, PMC Advantage Insurance Services, Algona Frame and Auto Body, Iowa State Bank, Chemna Auto Center, and Electronic Specialties, all presenting the Algona Radio YouTube stream. Bishop Garrigan wins it tonight in 5 sets over Eagle Grove. This has been a sports production of Home Country Radio and the Algona Radio YouTube channel.